All right, 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 all right,
All
all
right.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What up, Dane?
What's up, the misfit?
You know, just, just, just existing. Hey, man, that last episode we did with Rochelle was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah, it was a really, really good episode.
super interesting. It
Yeah,
was. Remember, it was about that thing we were
it
talking
was about
about.
the thing and the
That
stuff we talked
stuff.
about with her, but we were in person. Then in a just a different look. You might notice a slight location change.
It's a little different,
Yeah,
just a touch,
just a smidgen. So
a little bit, just different cameras going on.
yeah, I mean, we had some technical difficulties getting set up here, but I mean, we do this all the time, literally
Yeah,
all the
like
time.
never skipped a beat. New
Nope.
videos every whenever we do them.
Yes,
Yep,
every whenever we do them.
yep.
Exactly.
You know it.
That's 100% accurate. Hi, everybody, and welcome
Consistency.
to another episode of Failure Made Monsters. I am
Wow.
Santino, aka the Misfit, and this is Dane the Great.
Actually, it's Dane Alexander, but you can call me the Great for short, though.
Oh, he still got it. He still
Let's
got it.
go. Let's go.
And if
Knocking the
we'll,
cobwebs off.
that's it. We'll see. What cobwebs? We never stopped. We clearly never stopped doing this. Yeah. So hopefully our guest might be joining us. We're just kind of winging this one. We're just kind of seeing how things go, having a little bit of fun with it, keeping it loose, keeping
Loosey
it
goosey.
loose. Just
I don't know
nice
why
and
you
nice and
you didn't
loose.
need to do that.
Just
You
keeping it
didn't need to
out
do
there.
that.
You know
You
what I
didn't need
mean?
to do that.
Spread nice and wide, like a play school curtain, and just trying to see how things shake out. But
Be
uh,
honest.
we,
If you just jumped in the, you missed that, didn't you? That humor, you missed that. Welcome back.
yeah, I'm back from when again. Nothing. We
From
never stopped.
the brief commercial break. It was you guys. There was
Yeah.
a commercial break. Is what an ad
Yes.
break. An
Yeah.
ad break.
For
For
the
fucking fantastic.
yeah, an ad break for the rise of fascism.
Facts.
That's where we've been.
Oh my god! And it was that. It has been that.
It has indeed. So obviously, we haven't talked on a lot of things. Um, so there's stuff to catch up on. There's been a lot.
That reminds me of a joke I once heard.
What's that?
So there's a mama tomato, a papa tomato.
I have to. I have to hear this now.
Really?
Wait.
You haven't heard that didn't
No, but I
immediately
have
set
to
off
hear it.
bells for you?
I already know. I
Okay,
already know
so
it's gonna
there's
be
mama
like my
tomato,
time
papa
to do it.
tomato, and a baby tomato, right? And they're leaving like a restaurant. And when they leave, the mama
Hold on,
tomato.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Start again.
Okay,
Oh God.
so
I didn't mean that.
why did that happen? So there's a mama tomato, papa tomato, and a baby tomato, and the mama tomato. Come on, man. Mama tomato and the papa tomato are leaving, and
We
they're
need to
crossing.
start over. Start over.
Give me a mulligan. All right. So there's a mama tomato, a papa tomato, and a baby tomato. There it is. And they're leaving a restaurant, and they have to cross the street. And then as they're walking across the street, the baby tomato starts to lag behind a little bit. The mama tomato walks back to the baby tomato, squish, says, "Catch up." I even got the phone ding. Come get
like
some.
that.
Like I never left,
it.
bitch. What?
I like it. That would be our guest, and it would seem that do not disturb mode does not
Do
not
it quietly.
work.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Do
Doesn't
not
do what I wanted to do in the middle of
the do not disturb disturbs.
it. Disturbed. I'm feeling disturbed and
Oh, wow.
perturbed.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
can't.
that was quite
I did my
loud. So
best.
we have our guest ready to come in here. We're gonna catch up with him in
Giggity.
a second. Giggity. Um, there are a lot of things I want to talk about. I know a lot of things you want to talk about. We're gonna watch some
I'm
clips,
adjusting my
some
camera too,
videos, and
since you
stuff
did
that
it.
you and I. What's that,
Nothing.
baby?
Hi.
Yeah, there's a few things that we want to get into, and it's we're gonna try and keep it light. We're gonna try and keep it funny.
As light
That's
as we
another reason
can.
we brought one of the funniest motherfuckers we know onto
Facts.
the first episode.
Big facts.
Uh,
Whomst I love, by the way. I have
Same.
not spoken, but every time he comments on something on my TikTok or whatever, I'm like, "Oh, I love you.
yeah,
You're a good
John's
person.
good people.
guy."
So without further ado, before we bring in John, let's for old time's sake,
Oh, are we gonna do it?
I'm gonna try.
Are
I
we
don't
gonna
know
do
if
the
it'll
thing?
work, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. Wait.
And it's gonna go slow, and I have to remove us from. It's gonna be a thing.
Spit on
but
it. All right.
just like,
Let's
just
just do the best we can. You know, that's all that matters.
should I? You want to say it? You want to say it?
I don't remember what it was. Cue the music.
There you go. He got it. Yeah, that's not gonna. Jesus, this thing doesn't want to work. From there we go.
Oh.
There we go. We got everybody now.
Cobwebs.
It didn't go quite as planned, but hey.
It was close. It was
What
close. You
is
just
this?
didn't stick
Yeah.
the landing. It's
Hi, John.
What kind of 2-bit
what's up,
operation
man?
did I just step into?
No, not even that. This is, I don't remember you guys having all
know.
this fancy,
This
I
is,
mean, you always had better equipment than I did, but I mean, I don't remember the
The stuff.
3 things,
Yeah.
and then the FM Riverside. What in the fuck is
Yeah,
this?
Yeah, man.
we changed it up a little bit. We're using new software.
Oh.
And this way we can have a higher quality production, but more importantly, we can have a higher
impressed.
quality version of this after the fact, because the one we were using prior would always record what you see from the live stream itself. So when you go back
Yeah.
and watch previous episodes, it looks like it like Dane garbled it up like a big
Yeah.
pair of balls and just spit
Right.
it out, and it's just goopy everywhere, and it's all
I-
when it gets in your eyes, and then you look at something. That's what all of our previous streams look like.
So I
Why
just
does everything feel
quick-
like it's always coming back to
Yeah, like
you
we
guys? Like, it
we
just-
didn't get to.
like-
I feel like you're jumping to dick jokes a little too
It was
a little too
It
quickly.
was, but you know what it feels like? It
That's
feels like we
impossible.
never left the last one we were doing. I just changed clothes.
Exactly.
I
Did
Whoopi
you? Did you
Goldberg.
even?
No.
Did you- your
I
hair?
look-
can I
I
say
look
something
just as
about?
shitty.
Can I say something about your hair, sir?
Yes,
'Cause
of course. Go
It
ahead.
is amazingly well coiffed. It is. Look at the body with the beard and everything. Like it was like you had that before, but it wasn't as.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But also, you're right. During COVID time is when I was actually growing it out, and I looked like some kind of 4th century judge, where I was just like, like I was like people were like, I don't think they have barbers yet where he exists in this COVID time. Like, but yeah, no, but now
Floyd's
it's
isn't there
more-
yet. Floyd's
it's
is not
more
around.
main-
No, it
maintained and maintenance and-
hasn't made it over there quite yet.
No, not yet.
It's all good.
But no, this is
and we're all better off for it.
Yes, absolutely. This is fucking awesome that you guys are doing this again, because I loved hanging out with you guys, and I liked you guys together. You know what I was half expecting though, because it's weird that you're like not in the same room. I figured
Yeah.
I was going to be, you guys were going to be on the couch dueling hand jobs and like just like hanging out together. But this is fine too.
Guys,
thought about it.
guys,
We
we gotta
might-
pace the dick jokes in. You can't just start slipping it in as hard as you can and as fast as you can. You can't.
I see what he did. I see what he did.
Spit on it right there. I respectfully, sir,
love.
I disagree, and I believe
Okay.
that if you don't start off with the dick jokes immediately, then
Yeah.
is it even an episode of Failure Made Monsters?
Is it even?
Oh.
It's in the title screen that didn't finish playing. That's gonna be part. That's gonna be part of the show, so you know what to expect.
Yeah,
can't
it's
wait.
the thing. It's definitely in there. It was just a big
You
old
guys haven't
Little
aged
Mermaid
at all
style
either, by
penises
the way,
everywhere.
which
in
is
it.
really annoying.
Which
What's that?
is shocking because like life has tried to beat the age right into both of us, but much to the chagrin of Death
Fucking
himself,
Californians, though.
we managed to make it.
We're hanging out. We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Honestly, too.
Yeah.
We'll do it without the glass. I feel like the glasses age me.
But
then I keep
No,
gonna
dude, I actually think
not being able to
this is-
see ages you.
Yeah, well, no, that would, the squinting
that-
would be worse.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, it's just it's small copy. But other
I think
than that,
on
glasses
somewhere
make us
else
look
with that.
playful.
Oh yeah, it just makes you want to tickle it a little.
Speaking of playful, can we discuss your Scully, sir? Can we? I'm looking at your.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
yours, sir, in the middle.
Thank you
Is there a
for,
face on it?
Thank you for noticing.
Is it a smiley face? Is it
Smiley.
your?
It's It's one of the newest drops from my
Merch?
XY
Is it?
shop. So I'll drop the link in the
Ooh, that's
chat.
a-
Please drop the link in the chat.
XS4IS.shop.
You guys are so good at plugging.
XS4IS.shop.
It was like
Brand new
seamless.
beat. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Dan. Thank you for noticing. It's brand
Yep.
new. Just got this sample.
Hot off
and
the
it's,
press.
it just went up this week. So thank you. Appreciate
Well,
that.
nice.
Fantastic.
Wasn't even planned, but
John, fantastic.
all right, come here, Dan.
Fantastic. No. You guys are always so like it. This is as somebody who who does this. You're smooth with the plugs, and I love it. I didn't even see it fucking coming, and don't don't.
I fought the urge.
But that was great. That was nice.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Thank you.
So yeah, so am I now? Let me ask you this: I'm looking at you two on my screen right now. Does it look like I am, or do you want me to be looking? Because I want you guys to have the best quality. Like,
I mean, I don't think it
like-
matters. I'm kind of
good.
bouncing. I'm bouncing around.
Oh,
Like if
that's
you're
what
saying
okay.
something, I'm looking at you. I don't. I'm not. I'm not.
You're
I'm
in
not
the
a
middle
robot.
to
I'm not.
me.
I'm not an Elon Musk. Fucking. God damn it! He made a robot. Fucking.
I know, yeah.
he made a
You're not gonna
robot,
jump up and
dude.
down?
Shit. By the way,
Anyway.
all right, so let's just jump right into it.
You want to get into it?
Sure.
Let's get
Let's
into
just
it.
jump right into it. Speaking of Elon Musk,
God damn it!
now, all right, I now because like this is a complicated topic. 'Cause I
Tell
used
him
to
why.
I used to like him. Now,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just been and obviously like, it's been devolving into I guess Dark Elon or whatever dumb stupid fucking name he wants to come up with for it.
Fucking dark MAGA.
Yeah,
God
Dark.
damn it.
Mag-
Honestly, I
So
feel like
fucking
comedians are to blame for that. So
Why? Wait, what?
And
I
being on Twitter. Literally, he bought Twitter
Yeah.
and became Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. I get
That's what
that.
happened. Dude bought
did.
the social media platform and then like literally started to be completely corrupted by the
Not-
thing that he bought.
and let me correct that. Not all comedians are to blame for that, but I think
Just
you
you.
know just me. The Joe
It's a tough
Rogans-
job, but
When I left Twitter when he bought it, he really took it to heart and then went on this whole rage.
now
I
wait,
was the heart and
wait.
soul of
That
that. Okay.
So did you leave Twitter when he bought it? Because I left Twitter when he bought it. I haven't been
Yeah,
on
me
it since
too.
he fucking bought it. I was like, this is
My
trash.
account's still everything's gone. My
Yeah.
followers are gone. The accounts are gone. All the
Bet.
I just don't have any of it anymore.
I
Money
didn't delete
And I-
mine.
where your
I-
motherfucking mouth is. That's how that works.
I still stalk it once in a while because it's still one of the fastest places to get like news of where you are like locally and shit.
Yeah.
Like earthquakes and whatever the fuck stuff like that. The fire department here locally, it posts on there. It's like I'll find out about shit there before I go. So I still have my account. I still use it, but I
Although-
don't think I've posted since he took over.
Yeah, but although I will say I just read something, I don't know if it was the Washington Post or whatever it was, but that Twitter is no longer the place to go because for that kind of shit. Because after the 2 hurricanes, where Twitter used to be very
right.
resourceful with that, and people were connecting on that, they said like that is no longer the case. There's no replacement for it yet. There's not. They're not like they were like, and here's the alternative that we're plugging. They were just
Snapchat.
like, here's.
Have you heard about?
It was like, "Are you safe?" But still a dick pic. It was just written on the dude's dick, like, "Hey, let me know if you survived." And it was just like a full
Somebody
erection.
getting blown away on a river, but with a cat
Blown
cat
away.
ears and like fucking rainbows coming out of their mouth. Ah!
The dog
That's
face
good.
icon, somebody giving the news. Yeah, no, that was
The
what, yeah,
tree
Snapchat's
lands in
the
their
place to
fucking
go.
car.
I deleted Snapchat too, like a year
I did
or so
too.
ago too.
I did too.
Yeah, I had to because it was no longer fun.
Yeah.
like Snapchat used to be for like people to fuck around on, and then like my friends who were having kids or whatever would be like, "Here's a snap of my kids," and I was still sort of also getting tits. So I was
Right.
just like, I just don't. That's not what it's. And then like
It's a
my
weird
like,
cross
aunt-
section of data.
It is a
Yeah.
weird cross section, and I find it fucking like use the thing for what it's used. Like, does everything have to devolve into some like? Can't I just have some place to go to be debauchered? Like,
Yeah.
does it have to
Yes.
always be like?
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
X
No,
videos.
I'm not paying for shit.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
You get
don't
fucked, Santino.
don't leave comments on any porn sites that you ever go to. That I will caution you
Especially nude
against.
Africa.
Gosh darn it. Gosh.
No, I've never done that. I've
Darn
never
it.
left a comment on any of that shit.
Because why would you want to open a dialogue with anyone who is on a porn site that consistently that they would even see your
Okay.
comment?
Can I tell you where my brain went cross-sectioning this kind of shit? Is
Please.
You're like, why would you want to leave? Why would you want to engage? I feel the same fucking way about strip clubs. I do not know why I want to go with 4
know
dudes
what?
and get hard together. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't
like,
think-
and not only
Bro.
that, buying your buddy a lap, which I've done. I've gone to the fucking bachelor parties, shit like that. But it's so when you think about it, when you're sober, it's like, here's $50. You fucking get my best friend fucking rock hard. You understand?
I want to see him sweat.
Also,
You wouldn't
personally,
even do. No.
no, I was just say personally, I never really got. I would go because it was like a thing to do. Sometimes like you'd go, oh, let's go to we'll go to the strip club or something.
Yeah.
I found like 90% of the time it was awkward.
Mhm.
It was just like an awkward experience, but like look, occasionally I'd have a good time. It'd be fun. Depends on the place, depends on the mood, depends on the situation, all that. But for the most part, it was always kind of a little off. But then
Yeah.
it was complete. I dated a couple of dancers like in my mid-20s, and that was like finding out how the sausage was made. It was just like, oh, you at least in this instance, it
Good.
was like, oh, this is. No, I
How
can't
the
now.
sausage
I was
cannot
just gonna-
detach-
I was just gonna
cannot
say-
detach the baggage from everyone I see. I'm like, I
I
can't
was just
do
gonna
it.
say, it's always one of those things where, like, I know so many who, cause being a comedian, you do meet people who are strippers. So then you're
Yeah.
also at the same time, like, you wind up going to these places and you're like, Carol, and then you're, and it's always, but also like, I
No
know
way.
how hard they have to work, and I know
Yo,
it sucks. And I have
yeah.
friends who are like doing it, so I just
Yeah.
like. And then on top of it too, and I'm gonna say this because I feel like we're all good looking. Well, I used to be, but you guys are still good looking.
are.
So
Stop.
like,
That
there's-
man, how dare
You look like the
talk
most
about-
Oh.
interesting man in the world.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you, I
that guy.
appreciate
Yeah.
it. But like, I would go to these strip clubs and I would see these fucking slobs, and who had a shit ton of money, and they couldn't get it anywhere. They were there, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah.
doing sloppy seconds next to the blob over there after he gets done. Like, it's just not happening. This
I
doesn't
agree.
work for
I
me.
can see that.
Like,
I agree.
and that he's got so much money.
No,
they
that
can do
he
whatever they want.
He ran through all of them.
Yeah.
All of them. They all
and then
took.
you're gonna pay. No, I don't. Like, I would rather just no.
Can't do
I'd
it.
rather
So listen, guys.
sandpaper my way through it.
I'm assuming this is a safe place, right?
No.
Okay.
I hope
So my birthday was in May.
Happy birthday.
And we were in
I said
Vegas.
happy birthday.
We were in Vegas. Yes, you did. Thank you.
Good.
We were in Vegas, and I won't say who was there but it ties right into this.
Mhm.
Like we had a section, and like it turns out that a guy that I knew was like the DJ there that night. Didn't know it, and he's like the manager there now. I didn't know that either.
Right.
And like he knows some of my friends and him are mutual friends, and out of nowhere I'm like sitting in the section and I'm like drinking, I'm doing my thing, whatever I'm doing that, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, and ladies, let's make some noise for Dane. Happy birthday, Dane. I was like, what the fuck? Don't do this. Don't do this. And everybody
Did
that
you get a little?
everybody that was there that I was with. Okay, sound effects. But the situation was this: all of my friends were like this, and I'm sitting here, and they're like all looking at me, and they call the girl over, and they're like, just like you said, this must have been the conversation. You give him the best, and I'm sitting there. One, I don't do lap dances. It's not my thing. I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't like. If I'm there like play pool or like fucking not pocket pool or like
Damn it.
slam a drink and hang out with the homie. Like I'm not there for like, hey, I think this is gonna be a real thing. I fell in love with this girl last night. I'm not that.
Right.
But like, as I'm getting this, I'm looking at them and I'm like, y'all suck for this. Like, why is this happening? The most awkward experience that I've had in a long time. Then finally, like, it's over, and they're all like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, but I was like, "You already know that was problematic." Because I don't like being that guy, but also you're all staring at me like that's the cool part. And I'm like, look, if I was gonna, feel a little way about this girl, if I was gonna make it uncomfortable for the both of us, I don't need an audience that I know that I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? Like that's
Watching
something
you get edged in
right.
public.
Exactly. Oh, it's
Yeah.
not,
I mean,
not the
first of
best
all,
thing.
that was called
good.
high school getting edged. in
Yes.
public. Second of all,
Yes.
I
It
was like,
I
and now
know
you're
that.
paying for it? That's insane. That's insane to me.
I had a very different high school experience.
Remember dry humping, guys? Does
What did
anybody
you-
remember dry humping? Does anybody
I was-
remember?
No, I no.
Remember it.
I no.
because
I
I,
really-
thought
look,
that
no,
was
no.
the truth. I
I
was
am not-
so.
oh.
Anyway,
I am not a masochist.
Isn't it a shame when like like there's a certain part of we're all close to our 40s, right? Or 40, we're 40, close to 40.
Close to.
I'm close.
Somewhere.
November, I'll be 40 November 28th, and that's,
hey, congratulations, man! Way to make it. Could have died at 22.
you know
You know
what?
what I'm saying? You know what I'm
That's a very specific number, Dave.
I don't know. It's, yeah.
You're not kidding. But yeah, like,
Half
no,
of your
I-
life ago, John. Don't
I
forget.
know, I'm.
You could have died
Almost
before you had gray hair in your
50% of
pubes.
life ago, you
Oh
could've
shit! Could have died
do
when
you
your dick
know?
still worked. Whoops!
Damn, Snapchat.
I knew she was gonna share it. I knew
Forgot
she
to put that
screenshot.
filter on.
You're gonna get edged to death by a stripper.
No, but isn't it
Alright.
weird how like you're never going to experience like like there's like you're married, you're not, right? You're not Dane, you're not married.
No, I'm
I
not.
know.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I know, I hear you. I'm holding on strong too. But it's so like
It's a choice.
it's so weird that you're never gonna be like that level of in love again. Like most of the things I think, and this is maybe me being cynical, but I'm pretty sure from this point on it's mostly contractual. I
Yeah.
really don't
A
think
lot of it, right? Right. You're
It
just
has
like
to be.
you're just like, are you gonna just be around and not piss me off long enough to like stay around? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like help with the rent type of shit. Like you know.
Yeah, because I see my friend. This is not like okay. Look, there are I think genuinely.
Say
like,
what
a
you want, John.
I'm gonna
Say
say
what
it.
you want.
I think there's like a handful of people who it works out well, and they I can see that they're good compatibly and they have fun and they're
Yeah.
definitely still in it.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to
the
you.
rest are lying to themselves,
So
or
badly.
they're just stuck in a thing. But I also don't. I also just think like, look, this is where I am now, and that's not for me. I've seen many arguments between a friend who's married or dating somebody long term or whatever, where I'm like, I will never. I don't want to have that. I don't even want to have that. I don't want to have a mini disagree. I don't want to feel the emotional burden carried
Yeah.
that somebody else is carrying, because then to me, and this is a dick move, but I would just be like, that seems like a you problem, and I've tried to help.
Does that seem like a dick move, sir? Or is that a dick move for
No,
sure?
it is. No, I mean like
10,000%.
I don't mean not trying to help at all. I just also mean like I've seen like my friends bickering with each other or whatever to the point where they just want to do two different things, but I realize you're no longer an individual anymore, so you
Yeah,
can't do
okay.
that.
You're
and
like
you
a
have
unit.
to, and somebody is always fucking compromising where there's certain things that
Taking the
we-
shit into the stick.
I just
literally
and I'm like, but I'm
sometimes.
like, you know how I avoid doing that altogether? Being alone, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's totally fair too. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, dude,
fair
I
enough.
was vehemently against marriage
Yeah.
before I got married, and the only reasons I ever said I would get married were basically like for tax reasons or paperwork, citizenship, or something like that. And that ended up being the case. Like
Yeah.
my wife was in a long-term relationship before that for almost a decade or something, and she hadn't been married prior, so she
What?
wasn't like
I didn't know
trying
that.
to get married. I wasn't trying to get married. It just
Yeah.
made sense for us. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm surprised at how glad I am that
Yeah.
we did. And I mean, I love the shit out of my wife, and I love being able to call her my wife and all. But
Yeah.
Is she there?
Completely agree with you. She's somewhere in the other room, I think. Yeah.
Can she hear?
just pokes her
she
head
just
out of the
got-
back.
I don't know. She might be
Can-
watching. She messaged.
Hello,
before.
Poppy.
No, but the cool thing about you guys is you are one of the people that I do count, because I've gotten to hang out with you in person, and then I see how you guys even interact with each other on like socials. You're very in sync, very
Yeah,
compatible,
they
and
are.
it is a unique. That's the thing that I think more people who
I never would have gotten married otherwise.
yeah. But I mean, like, that's the thing that I think that people don't really. I think people on a whole would rather not see that as that unique, because everybody wants to believe they can have it.
They can
as
have it
opposed
easy.
to-
Yeah.
I think it's 10 times more special when you do acknowledge and go, this is a very specific, very unique thing to happen to two people, and holy shit, it's a miracle.
My father
Yep.
said it once, and
Yep.
we've quoted him a gazillion times since he said it. I love my pops. He's not a poet or anything, but we thought this was really good. He
The
goes,
way
he
you
goes,
said
"You
that."
guys we were like out. I think we were out like drinking or something. I can't remember the context. We just randomly was just like he loves that we found each other and all that. But it's like she was living on the other side of the planet when I met her. I met her through a friend, and she posted a picture of her on Instagram. It was just like this. It just, all these little things had to line up, and then plus the actual physical distance between us, and then all the time it took for us to actually
Yeah.
get together. Blah blah blah. And
That's
my
wild.
pops goes, you guys were
Kudos
like
to
two.
you.
Right, my pops goes, you were like two coconuts floating in the ocean, who found each other. And I was like, oh, that's adorable.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's just
That
so funny.
feels like the beginning of a fucking great animated movie with
I know.
like Moana in it.
Yeah. So I
That's-
was like,
yeah.
okay, again, but it's that kind of thing like that. It's like the vastness of the ocean and then just two random fucking coconuts finding
Right.
each other in the middle of it. And I'm like, yeah, that's 'cause
Yeah.
most people force it. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Most people force it because they want it so bad, then they try to do it too soon with the
Yeah.
wrong person for the
Too
wrong
soon,
reasons.
or
They
then
also
you f-
don't leave their areas, so they're only picking from like their local
Yes.
pool half the fucking
Yeah.
time and thinking like, well, there's no one else like me more than this person. Yeah,
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
There, motherfucker.
And
like,
and
move.
that's the other thing too is, people either try to when they're too young and they think I better grab this and lock it down now while I'm still whatever, and then there's the other side of that, which is clock's ticking, everyone else is hooked.
You hear that?
She fucking heard it.
It was so great. It was so
That's
great.
awesome.
But like, or the clock's ticking, and I better do this now because I don't have
Yeah.
time. And it's such a hard thing to find like that. I've got people who are going through it now, and one of them about to make a terrible decision, and we're all just kind of like,
Let's air him
watching
out,
it.
John. Air him out.
No, I can't do it.
What's his name?
I can't. No,
What's
it's
his-
not that they're gonna watch it, but
What's
also
his TikTok?
Like,
Give me his
I'm-
TikTok.
Let's tag him in it.
Please no.
It's
no, bad
it's a
idea.
she. I have female
shit.
friends I care about.
Okay.
But no, and it's just one of those
Why?
things
Not
where,
just
like,
playing. That was a joke to everyone
that
I know.
was-
That was a
I
joke.
love this show. Oh God, no, but I mean, like, it is. It's just I think, and I have a friend who calls me like constantly, and is like, constantly trying to push me to either settle down or get whatever, and I
Yeah.
just cannot convince them that this is not an act. I'm not doing it like some rom-com where I'm like, I don't want to find anybody, and then I will. I want to be left alone, and I want to fuck when I want to fuck, and I want to be.
Yep.
I don't know why I whispered that, like you guys didn't know.
Yep.
I don't want to.
Did you just say
Like there's
the
not a
F
mic in
word?
front of you.
How dare you say the F word in front of us? My
I
delicate
know,
ears.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but
You
that's the thing,
fucking
like,
fuck.
I can't take it. Anyway, I miss you both. When are you gonna come? Santino came to the East Coast. Dane, you've avoided me.
I would have come to that, but he told me that it was happening like very quick, close to when it was happening, and I was like, I have no time to make that plan happen. So I'll catch you on the next one, and that was that.
Did I play a show? Is that why I came
You did
out?
play a show,
No,
and I was
yeah,
like,
you
oh, I
played a
would go,
show.
and I think I had something else going like that same weekend, and then I also found out about it like last minute. So it was just one of those things.
No.
And I think you also had a wedding, didn't you?
I think
Oh, you
that's
did have a
yeah. I
wedding,
think I came
shit.
out for the wedding last time.
Oh, that's right.
Show was
yeah,
was
but
the
the
year
before, yeah,
that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Well-
like, fuck, dude, no way that was like a year and a half. There's no way.
Right,
I'm
right,
like,
right.
stop
For
it, y'all fucking me up.
For sure, it's on my list though. Like I don't know.
Closer to the last episode.
I don't know that.
Well, I'm coming out in January at least, so at least then we
Awesome.
can get.
You're coming to
together.
LA in January?
I am.
Oh,
And
man,
I
you're
will
so
be-
fucking drunk.
I will be.
We're gonna go to a strip club and imagine the kind of fucking lap dance I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take pictures. You're gonna
We're
get an
all gonna- we're
HJ
all
behind the bar. Trust
We're all
me.
gonna
Turn.
stand in a circle around you.
Oh,
Just
I'm getting
watch.
chills. Can I wear this jacket?
Yes,
We're gonna bring
but
lighting.
nothing else.
Just shine it in your face. Be like, don't even worry. Just get into it, bro. Bro, just get.
What do you mean?
Let it happen,
What do
let
you
it
mean you feel uncomfortable? Why?
Let it happen. What? It's just us, bro.
What's wrong with you?
Oh shit.
Didn't you see the trigger warning when you walked in? What do you mean?
No, but we definitely need to get together and like fucking.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
go,
absolutely.
We'll go out, take you around and shit.
I want to get together, man. It's been like it's crazy that we.
Are you here around New Year's or after that?
It'll be after that. It'll be
Okay,
after
okay,
New
good,
Year's,
good,
yeah.
good,
I'm
'cause-
probably gonna be doing a show on New Year's here, so.
Oh,
Okay.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, I know I haven't done a New Year's show in a long time, but I think this year I'm gonna wind up doing it. I stopped doing shows on New Year's because everybody used to hang out, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to miss like fucking. I used to do that thing where I would like literally go do the show and then try to make it back to the party. But, like,
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
fucking-
Yeah, you're-
everybody's
that's-
you know.
You're like, so if I try to do stuff like when we did the Wasteland show,
Oh,
right after that, like I'm on, tilt, like yes, this is like I'm high off endorphins and fucking it was great and da da da. So I'm like, let's go get fucked up with everybody, all my friends that are there and blah blah. But like it's tricky because you're trying to readjust your brain into like from show mode to like, hey, I'm just chilling now again, right? And you're like, you're about ready to run through a wall, like you didn't see this because you weren't there, and I'm so glad you weren't there. But I'm gonna tell fucking people. So whatever. They had this big Thunderdome thing there, and there was like people all dancing around in it and shit, and it was like massive, and I'm like, oh. And this isn't the first time something like this happened. I'm like, I'm gonna climb up on that so I can get a good vantage point and get some video and shit. And I shit you not, like it's Ashley. Ashley's there, like friends of mine, like everybody kind of watching me. Like I'm gonna
Vampirephilia.
Shout out Vampirephilia. What up, girl? See you in NOLA soon. But like, it's like the first rung of it. It's metal, first of all, but the first rung is kind of higher than I'm ready for.
It's like those dome jungle gyms you used to see in a playground.
Yes, but like bigger. And I'm like, I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run, and I'm gonna jump onto that bar, and it's gonna work, because why wouldn't it work? And my boots are covered in sand from the desert, and obviously this is mostly adrenaline. And when I tell you I slipped 4 fucking times, this guy had to bend down, pick me up. He's like, hey man, do you want a boost? I'm like, yeah, bro. Can you like
this was Dane. Uppies.
You have to understand that, like, it's different. That's a different mind space. Like if you're all out and it's part of it is you're doing the show and then you're going to hang out with your friends at the same bar, whatever.
Yeah.
But like
First
trying to
of
go
all,
from a set to crazy.
As someone who's shorter than both of you, go fuck yourself. With your little, I can't, like, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
You're
you know
both
what?
like 6'11". It's really like what Santino took that photo when he was here.
Dane's a
I'm
little boy.
5'11".
Dane's tiny.
Fuck you.
Little man.
Really, get out of
That's okay. I can stand on my dick and I'll be as tall as you. I'll make up for it, motherfucker.
Oh God, we need a dick counter.
Dude,
Any
we need a
references
dick counter.
and
It's called
any-
one of those strippers.
Like
you were talking
Cinema
about
Sins,
earlier.
but like for dicks.
Yes.
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 Shout out YouTube.
Oh my
Cinema
God.
Sins. Love
Those are
CWW.
So fucking good.
EWW? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The Wasteland show. Speaking of too, that switching off thing. That was
Yeah.
like for me that night. It was impossible because we had to drive back that same night, and I know you
right.
know what that's like, John, too. Like when you do
Yeah.
a gig and it's like hours away or fucking who knows how far. And
It was a
so,
hike.
like you never really get to stop. It's just like, okay, now I'm done with work and I have to commute.
Yeah, and also sometimes
Yeah.
it makes
You know,
more
3 in
sense
the
to
morning.
leave. Yeah, it makes more sense to leave because because in my mind I'm always like, you know, I could stay in the hotel which they provide, you know, whatever for the next night, but then I'm
Right.
fucking stuck in Sunday traffic or Monday, you know,
Trying to get
whatever
back.
in the thing and early in the morning when I leave, and then I waste a whole day. So I
Yeah.
leave same way you do, like, you know, fucking Sound of Music style, middle of the night, pack your bags.
Yep.
And haul ass wherever you are, and that's it. But it's, you know, you hope that high. Here's my thing, I this is when I'm getting older. I used to let that high used to last me, right?
Yeah.
Until I got home.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, you know, I'll be almost home like an hour away, and I'm like, you know, and I can't do it, and I'm like, fine. I'm like all over the road, and you know.
Have you tried cocaine? Never.
Have I tried?
Never mind.
Coke? Sir, have you seen the jet? Like,
Let's-
if this is not.
I'm just telling you, if you want it to last a little longer,
Oh, you know, you're
there's
right.
a way.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you right now, man. There's too much shit cut in that stuff. So.
This is true. It's pink now. I mean, it's been pink.
Well,
for
wait.
a
Who
while.
just died with pink cocaine?
Fuck,
Liam Payne.
Yeah, Liam Payne. Liam Payne. I don't
Okay,
know how much.
one
they-
of the things.
but
in
it's
it or
like
something.
it's crazy because look, I don't
What are
want to.
Is it
I don't wanna
Walter
get-
White shit? Why is it pink?
I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot more than blow in it. And listen, I don't want to. Whatever.
You do.
A friend of mine told
Safe
me.
space.
A friend of mine told me that shit is fire. It is. All right, listen. A friend of mine was in Miami.
Very good friend.
And
We're all gonna get arrested.
and this was
All
before.
I have not yet hanging out with this motherfucker is.
It wasn't a very common thing. Like it didn't exist
Wait,
nobody
can we
heard of
put
it.
Dane in a silhouette with a weird voiceover thing, so, like just for now. Just so.
Voice modulator. So here's the thing.
Right, yeah, just so he doesn't incriminate himself or us. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good.
Listen.
yeah.
This is it. It was look. It was this friend tells me that like this was their words, not mine. It's that it was like being on a really good pill, but also like the best part of when you do blow, like that peak mixed with like a really good pill, and then it kind of just kept switching off back and forth between which bro. When I tell you
That
this
your friend-
this friend of mine was at a bar.
That's got to be
And-
ketamine in there then, right? Because if
No,
it's going from
no, I think so. I
coke to
think,
low to high.
but it's ecstasy. I think it's mixed with like ecstasy. There might be a little bit of meth in there. I don't know. I'm not sure. But this friend of mine was at a bar, and this friend of mine is like talking to this girl, who's like talking to him, and he's just like he's in there, but like it ain't nothing's on.
Oh,
Nothing's
yeah.
on. It is like,
Yeah, but I'm like that anyway.
yeah, it's true. Anyway, what it sounds like to me is I can understand how somebody could take enough of that to jump out of a fucking window.
Yeah.
If I guess if you took it like in a massive amount, because
I mean,
it
I
is,
think he
it
had a lot
sounds
of shit in
crazy.
his system apparently, or other things anyway.
Yeah, I
from
think there
what I
was.
saw.
Yeah, and
Gotta be.
you know whatever else he was going through at the time. I guess you know he never.
Yeah.
fucking know.
You know what's fucked up is it's that I feel like has been one of the only news stories to cut through the politics.
Yeah.
True.
Literally everything else has been
But-
the same shit.
Well,
But
I'll tell you
also,
what else
did
is
you see
fucked
what
up
they
about that is
piggybacked
now
onto it?
What happened?
Did you see what they piggybacked onto it? So I think the reason that happened, the very next thing that I saw was all over the news. New drug, pink cocaine, da 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 da. And I think it was a way to add more fear
Oh.
onto the already fucking fear-mongering news cycle that was going to
Yeah.
be able to tie into politics now. So somebody's going to be like,
the
"You see,
immigrants are bringing it in.
the immigrants are bringing in
Yeah.
pink cocaine, killing our da 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 da." And it was like, boom, it's feeding the narrative. That's
What's
what's happening.
really fucked up about the whole thing is that we all have to now pretend to love One Direction.
To be,
You know?
dude,
Like, that's the
full
tragedy.
disclosure, I had to
Fuck
Google
you
who
for that.
Liam Payne was.
You dicks.
right?
It's
I had
in the
no idea.
picture. It was in the picture on the. Okay,
I had literally
you.
no idea who he was. I mean, nothing. You know, it's a shame. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing against the guy. I
The
just,
speed
I didn't
at
know. And everyone
which-
was like Liam Payne, and I'm like, I kept thinking too, because the way his name spelt was the video game Max Payne,
Oh God,
and
you're
like
the worst.
that's all I kept thinking.
But the speed at which the memes came out should have. I mean, there were One Direction memes. Like I'm talking 20 minutes after the news broke. I was like, come, on, bro, he's got a family.
Oh, they
Like,
write
know.
there are people
Well,
that love him.
Okay, hold up. First of
He
all,
only had one direction to go. Blah. Yeah, we
if
we
you're-
get it.
If you're the family member of somebody who just died and you're scrolling through fucking Instagram, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they're not looking
Okay,
at the
all
internet.
right. You know what?
know.
Fair enough. I'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
that.
No, but I'm
I'll
just
give
saying,
you
like,
that.
that's kind of hilarious that, if they are looking at it, like, well, that's your own fault.
immediately goes to Anthony Jeselnik's social media.
Oh dear, Anthony
Bring the
Jeselnik.
King
pain.
of too soon.
Shit,
Has he ever cared? I don't think.
he's a legend,
Yeah. he's the
absolute
best.
legend.
Him
Yeah.
and Gilbert.
Speaking
Gilbert
speaking of all
Gottfried.
the politics, to bring it back to the thing that kind of
Oh, yeah, sorry.
this thing off a while ago was I saw that clip of Tim Walz calling Elon a dipshit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I
So
did
good.
see that.
That to me was like of all, because it's just been so much of the same shit from both, you know, from Trump and Harris. Mind
Yeah.
you, I mean, Trump's just devolving into like a less charismatic version of himself, which just
Yeah. Isn't that
which
crazy?
just makes the shit sound a little more unnerving than it already
Yeah.
did.
Right.
Like it was cool when you actually kind of could put a sentence together, bro. But now it just kind of sounds like
Yeah.
you're suffering
weaves.
dementia.
Shut the fuck up.
It is hard when you go that. It's hard when you go that hard. You know what I mean? And then you
Yeah.
don't have anything else to tell. Like there used to be this comedian back in the day who used to like swallow money, and then it's like, where do you go from there? Do you shit out change? Like how do you like? But like that's the Trump dilemma. There is like you can't start out that strong, and
Is
then
that- is that-
it gets old.
Is that you
Yeah.
just giving him your 2 cents?
Well, okay. I knew a pun was coming. But also there's something to be said about when you. So like his whole shtick is like I'm on 10 all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, you're 78. like you can't be on 10 all the time.
Now
like
he's snorting Adderall all the time and shit. Too.
yeah, like I think that's why he was like falling asleep in court and shit. Because like, bro, you can only pretend but so long.
Well, he was falling asleep in court because we got to see him in the afternoon, which we never do. Like an unscheduled, that was like, he had a day pass.
Shouldn't you be watching Murder, She Wrote, bro? Stop playing.
Seriously, yeah. It was fucking wild. I was like, oh, this is weird. We're seeing him at a point in time and day where we normally do not see this man ever.
Midday.
Midday.
Did you hear about the buses?
Yes.
The
no,
buses in
rally?
yeah.
Yeah. They got.
Where was it at? It was
where I think the
not
same
Joshua
place
Tree.
Coachella is.
Coachella. And like all these buses didn't pick him up. Like
Well,
so they bust his whole little MAGA crowd out to
You know why though, right? The bus
'Cause he didn't pay him.
The main bus, they like punched, they like assaulted the driver.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They assaulted the bus driver, and he's like, and he so he didn't come back, and he ended up having to go to the hospital or some shit. It was at least one of them. That's what I
Wow.
heard on social media. I didn't fact check that. So
Scummy
if
group
anybody
of
else wants to take
people.
a look,
I'm
but
sorry.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
not
heard.
sorry.
Fucking crazy,
It's a
though.
scummy group of people. I'm gonna say that
Yeah.
out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. The speaking of scummy, in this vein, that fucking that podcast that's going around with that kid Dean and that what the hell is that blonde girl's name? Who just
I
keeps
know what you're
saying
talking about. I don't know the
terrible
blonde
shit.
girl's name, but I know
Have
what
you
you're
seen
talking
that? John, have
No.
you seen that?
Who's
Hang on.
Dean? Dean.
The-
who?
about. So he's like a debater. He's like in
Becoming a
college.
political
He
leader.
used to be right wing. Yeah, he used to be
kid.
right wing, and then he like, I guess, started to read. And
I know you're talking.
and
I
so
forget- I
like
can't think of
and
his
so like
last name.
he did that. He did another one. He did another debate where he like they do that rapid round debate stuff too, where it's like
Yeah, and the
they'll just
circle-
like the circle, and then
Yeah, it's
he'll
set
be
up
like,
like the strip
I've
club.
seen him do that
Ye-
too. And yeah, he had that fucking whack job. I don't even know what podcast it was, but where she was like, said slavery was cool, right?
Yeah, hang
yes,
on, let's play the clip real quick.
you got it. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I'm so glad you got it. I'm so glad you got it.
Look at this shit.
Overturn Roe v. Wade, rescinding the right to get an abortion back to the state, leading like
I think it should be
65,000
state by state.
victims of sexual abuse. Okay, why?
It's fine. I think if everyone in the state wants something, go ahead and have it.
So if everyone in Alabama wanted slavery back, you'd be okay with that?
Sure. If everyone in the state wants it, go ahead.
Such a fucking moron.
What do I give a
All right. Let's go next topic.
Well,
Real quick. Can we hang on before that?
Yeah.
That is the only reaction to have here.
The other dude in that podcast is like,
But he gives
you-
her an opportunity to dig herself out of the fucking hole
Yeah,
that she
seriously.
just put her in.
All right. Let's go next topic.
well,
It's like these questions
can
are
we
so
talk
funny
about that?
if these questions
No,
are
we're
so
not gonna
funny
talk
because
about that.
they're meant
So
to
I
trap
just-
you
That's
out.
why
I'm getting
don't
nervous.
care.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
You understand that that was the same argument that the Confederacy upheld, right? So do you wish that the Confederacy won the war because according to your worldview, the Union impeded upon the state's ability to legislate?
No, but
as
it's an
they liked?
irrelevant argument.
No, so you're glad that the Union won?
This is what I'm saying. All these things are it's like you're phrasing it in a way where it's like I could be like, yes, obviously no. Like I'm not some like psychopath. Like I live in LA. I'm not some crazy right-wing person.
So now you're saying
She's
it's
low.
But if
psychotic to
everyone
say
in the
that.
state wants something, sure, let them have it.
Okay, so you agree with the
No one's
Confederacy.
voting to bring back slavery now. Oh,
So
cool. So
I
10
just
crazy
wanna
people in a
clarify.
state?
You agree with the Confederacy?
No.
But the articles of the Confederation.
All right, we
were
have to
states'
move on.
rights.
We got limited
Yeah,
time here.
these gotcha moments don't work on me. I'm not a like
Okay,
it's
Emily,
not
don't get
gonna
don't get upset.
Okay.
Don't get upset.
That's overturn.
It's fucking. That's wild.
I didn't see the rest of that. I didn't
I
see
gotta
the whole
say-
thing.
Yeah,
Oh, there-
yeah.
there's
I
a
can't believe
lot
it
It
got
gets
worse.
deep. It gets deeper than that.
She says a lot more dumb shit too, but there is. I have to say this because this has been bugging me the whole time. The Dean kid seems like a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
And he makes a lot of good points, and I love that he brought up like, so you're siding with the Confederacy and all that, but
Mhm.
the way he says it, Confederacy, has been driving me mad.
Confederacy. Yeah.
Confederacy.
Yeah.
I'm like, God
Yeah.
damn it, man! Like,
I
just,
think
just stop.
it's a
that
C.
one
There's
thing.
no T.
You're making such a good point here, but you're saying
Yeah.
this thing so awkwardly and or completely wrong.
Isn't that the
Um,
worst though when you do that? I've done that
Oh, we
like
all have. Yeah.
and I hate but like he must be kicking himself because it's
Yeah.
a viral clip, and I
Oh,
would
yeah.
fucking. This is when I wish that AI was really good, so that I could just go AI me, say the thing I wanted you to say, take it out,
say it the
please,
right
beep,
way.
beep, beep, beep.
Swap it out.
Yeah,
He said
exactly.
beep boop.
Flub it out.
That
Beep,
showed
bop,
your
bop, bop,
age.
boop.
Beep
Yeah.
boop bop boop
Beep,
beep.
beep, boop, beep.
So look,
I am a robot.
here's here's what I will say. So I'm not gonna say I understand the way she was approaching it, but I get how she was trying to address the phrasing
Yeah.
as if the phrasing was the problem. And I'm like, okay, he wasn't doing a good enough job of cleaning up that part of the way he presented the idea. And I think he was doing that intentionally because fucking he's smart. But at the same time, she wasn't doing a good enough job of like breaking down the argument. He's asking you to clarify your position, and to do so, you would need to break down the argument. You want to break
Yeah.
down the argument, just say, okay, you're saying da 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 da. And I feel as though it's an exaggerated idea of what could be this logic could be used for. However, you know what the fuck he meant.
Yeah.
And if any part of you isn't like outright no, that would never be okay, no matter the fuck what, then semantics be damned. You know what the fuck you just said. That's how I look at it.
I think the
that-
real problem is that she should not be speaking. Like, there's, like if we just like, there's this thing now where it's gotten worse. You know, Twitter was a thing or whatever, but there's this just.
Where's the fucking
every-
applause? Where's the? I want sound effects. Damn it!
Please,
Give it to him.
Every.
I
Thank
got
you.
you. I got you.
All right, I'll wait for it.
Yes.
Stop.
No, please. My dick is
Yeah,
up.
no, but that's the thing. Like, there's you guys have seen it. You've seen it a million times. We all see it. We all scroll through TikTok and Instagram. There's so many people fucking speaking and talking. That, I mean,
Yes.
and that's weird people who do it for a living. But like,
Right.
it is one of those things where like everybody, like, who is she? The fuck did she
Yeah.
come from?
I
Other
have
than
no
just,
idea.
And then the problem is these people have the money to back up their podcast or their everything. So
Yep.
you can do a lot with fucking advertising and that kind of shit when you've got the money to blow and throw at it. I
Absolutely.
just don't know, man. I
No,
just don't. I'm tired of it.
I do agree with you. I mean, I guess is it irony here of us having that conversation while the three of us make
Yes.
content and are sitting here talking about shit like who the fuck we
Sure.
are, but
Yeah.
but
I've lived more life, bitch. No, sorry. No,
Oh,
that's
she
not
said-
enough.
And she says that
Not
she
enough.
says that multiple times too. Like
Yeah.
she has more life experience than him and all.
Yes,
this
she
shit, blah, blah,
does
blah.
make
Yeah.
that a point
And
to
I'm
say
like,
that.
look, her
She says
she-
it because she can't back
she's
up her
not
points, though,
paying
right?
attention.
Yes.
She's not paying attention to the actual meaning of the shit that she's saying.
Right.
Everything's it's like a very superficial thing. It's like she's talking about the like you said before, Dane, the phrasing of it.
Yeah.
And like how like not everyone's gonna vote this or whatever. But he asked like just a very simple question: if everyone in the state votes for
Right.
something,
Right.
does that mean that should become the law? And the answer is obviously fucking no, because
Start
if you
there.
swapped out so many different things other than just it doesn't have to be just slavery. Like
Yeah.
it could be like murdering people, a day of the purge once a year, fucking everybody has to wear orange all the time. Like I don't fucking know, some shit.
Yeah.
But like this is just you can't do that because it's
Yeah.
there's too much gray area where you're stepping all over people's either their freedoms
Right.
or you're literally hurting people.
Right.
Like there's just no fucking there's no saving that answer.
No.
Regardless of how it's phrased. Like that's just a stupid fucking way to respond
Yeah.
to a question that
And
really is kind of, vague, but
and
still.
when you're watching this kind of thing too, is you can if you've ever done this kind of stuff, if you've ever gone on these shows to debate somebody or have an educated conversation or speak, you can tell almost immediately that she was incredibly on the defensive. That's why she kept
Yes.
saying stuff like,
Yeah.
I have more. If you're gonna go with
Yeah.
I have more life experience, I have more this, it's because she knows immediately that she's dealing with somebody who is smarter than her, who probably
Yep.
knows more than she does.
Yep.
She's obviously angry about it to begin with, that she even has to, do. And he's making good points that she cannot combat,
Right.
with any kind of knowledge or point of reference. So she's frustrated, and she probably I don't think she actually believes or wants it, but I think she fucked up and didn't know how to get out
And
of
didn't know how to get out of it.
And she
I
then
think
doubled
too.
down
on
There is a thread that I've noticed amongst the right wing vocal pundit, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
That is the go-to strategy. So did you see the Destiny when he debated that whoever that right wing guy was? I don't even
Yes.
know.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's- And he stayed pissed.
I can't
He
remember
just
his name.
he was red in the face, stayed pissed the whole time, and like
Yeah.
and he's being
He
dismantled.
definitely played like polo or rugby or something.
Right.
That look-
and
that
he
looking
like
motherfucker.
the whole time Destiny's like got his foot on his neck, and he's like there's no way to intelligently like turn that argument to where it works for you. So what you do instead is you spit the go-to slogan things that you really have no backing for, but it doesn't matter because it sounds good in the moment, and everybody will kind of agree with you because it sounds so incendiary. Yeah, they're coming to take our jobs, and you just kind of say those quippy things. And then the rest is just, I'm going to be mad at everything you say and take this enormous offense to it. Like, how dare you even question what I just said type of attitude. And it's a through line with all of their strategies. I'm like, it gets old, right? Like at some point you have to ask for logic. At some point you have to ask for evidence. At some point, all of these things you're just kind of like barely touching on. You have to give some detail around how they encouraged your worldview, but they don't.
Yeah, and also there's
Agreed.
this other thing too. The other element of it with the podcast and stuff like that too is you're doing this for content. You know you're doing this for content. You're engaging with somebody you don't want to be engaging with at all. And your job is to best them on your own show. So there's multiple levels of that shit going on. It's not like she's doing it to gain a different perspective or to have her. Her job is to make sure that her audience agrees with her, and this kid, the supposed guy who doesn't have life experience, doesn't get a one-up on her.
Right.
So like, and I don't know who the dude in the I don't know what the podcast is, to be honest.
I don't know, but
I don't either.
that moderator, basically,
loosely
that
termed.
motherfucker I don't know what his relationship is with her, but it is
No.
clearly far more favorable,
Oh,
and than it is with.
Kept
with
telling her
Louis.
she's beautiful and stuff, and like,
yeah.
just
and he,
for
dude,
no
he
reason.
was-
It's like, hey
he
man,
was
you sound like a pick me.
trying- He was throwing
Trying to
her
get-
fucking lifeline.
Trying to get
dude.
edged on the podcast.
We're in a
Is that what you-
circle.
I
We're in a
love that it
circle.
came right back around to Edge.
You know,
It
you
came back
gotta
full
you gotta
circle.
play the
Yeah.
hits, give the people
Yeah.
what they want.
That's a great fucking mug, dude.
Okay, I love this mug. I drink
Yeah.
literally everything out of this mug. Stop.
Wow, that's
Stop.
great.
Pause. So, shout out Rocky Russo.
Hey, Rocky.
My
Rock.
other mom, Simone. She's gonna see this someday. She got me this mug for like a birthday because she just knows I like all of the gothiest. Yeah, so I'm like, and skulls, yeah, and it's like I'm drinking out of the skulls of my enemies.
That
So,
took
yeah.
a fucking I did
Yeah,
not.
dark.
I didn't see that coming.
Me neither.
You're welcome.
Thought it was gonna be very Halloweeny.
Just to come back to it before too, the one Destiny was debating is Owen Schroyer.
Oh, I've seen that guy on
Owen Schroyer. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Destiny absolutely obliterated
Oh,
him, but
obliterated him.
Yeah,
Like
as he
every
always
TikTok
does.
is
every
Destiny
talking
is
point. He is
very
he is
entertaining to watch.
good. People think that like most people's like only like comeback to when they're like debating him is, oh, you're talking really fast. It's like
all the time. But
Yeah,
people
but
say
so
Ben
does what's
Shapiro
his name?
too.
Ben
to be fair.
Shapiro.
Right.
So like, fucking choose your hero.
Yeah.
I will say to that point before you were making as well about people getting staying pissed off like when they're in the middle of this debate, and Tammy make a good point. The other thing they do too is completely fucking change the topic, but like
yeah.
like you're in the middle of talking about politics and you'll be like, but what about the economy or tariffs, whatever, and then as soon as they're backed into a corner, they're like, fucking immigrants are coming.
Yeah,
True.
I'm like,
Very true.
literally
Very
had
true.
nothing to do with the fuck we were just talking about.
Yeah.
You know you're sunk here, so you're gonna
Right.
bring up some other
Yeah.
fucking random thing that I now have to defend against
Yeah.
that,
Mm.
and you're gonna ignore the first fucking thing.
Yep.
So all
This
you're
is
doing
why
is
it's a
making
bummer.
me do backflips.
Yeah, this is why it's a bummer because you're always like, if you are having to argue with somebody like that, you have to realize that you're arguing peripherally. It's never to change the other person's mind. You're always
Yep.
trying to make sure that other people who might be on the fence understand where you're coming from, and
Right.
then you got to do that kind of stuff. Whether it's online on a fucking Facebook thread, which
Very
I don't
true.
do anymore, thank Christ, and then or in person or whatever it is, because it's like this other person's not gonna budge. You're not having a conversation to fucking see each other's points of view. You're
Right.
having it because now there's an audience.
Yeah.
and you have to argue for everyone else. And
Which
it's
to
tough.
that end, I mean, I don't know where that particular debate with Destiny and that guy was, but I did hear the audience started applauding for Destiny.
Yeah.
The audience started to be like, "Yeah, yeah, you know what? I don't know. I think you're losing, man." Like, and I don't know if it was mostly kind of a right wing like audience or not, but he was doing his thing.
It's
There was
called
a
Shout out Destiny, by the
Uncensored
way.
America is the is on the step and repeat behind.
You said
the,
uncensored America?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
I wonder
sounds
if it's like, do you remember the
right-wing,
monk
but-
debates? Like they
The
were called, they used to
monk
call them that
debates.
because it was Christopher Hitchens.
Oh,
Stephen
I love
Fry.
Hitch.
Yeah, me too.
R.I.P. Hitch.
And they
Let's
used
go,
to like
man.
I can't remember. One was you know, against it was against the church. They were talking about religion. And it was
Oh, I
actually-
do. I
do you
did see those.
remember that one?
Yes.
They were
yeah.
great. And they used to have these beautifully set up, intense, even-handed debates.
Yes.
Each one presented their thing. And then at the end, they had to see where the audience weighed in.
That's
And
right.
it was great because they would
Yeah.
take their audience poll beforehand and be like, all right, they're split or they're
Right.
60-40.
Those went on
whatever.
for quite some time. They were
Yeah.
older.
Yeah, they were older.
Yeah.
And
I
now they
remember
don't.
those.
And now we have kind of this. Which
Yeah.
which sucks.
And
but
that's something, there's something to be said about that too, because the way that I was introduced to like anything that involved somebody telling me about what they thought about society and politics and religion and whatever was like you said, Dawkins, Hitchens, Sam Harris, like in these where you're listening to people that definitely know more than you.
Yeah.
Period. There is no argument. Full stop. And you can pose questions. You can have a dialogue. But there was this mutual understanding of whoever's in this space is a master of their craft. And now it's like, well, I got a TikTok, and I mean, I got like 500,000 people on there. So fuck it. I guess I'm telling people how to live for the rest
I'm gonna
for the
say
duration.
something.
You know, like
it's
I'm
true.
gonna say something that sounds like a right wing like point.
Yeah.
I think you'll come along with me on this journey here. We have taken fucking equality too far.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken
okay.
equality too
All right,
far.
but the way you said it though,
I know.
it made me feel
It
dirty.
had to be.
Ugh.
We've taken it too
Ugh.
far, and now motherfuckers are like, everyone thinks that their opinion and everyone thinks that their level of knowledge on
Yeah.
all things is equal to everybody else's. When like,
Right.
no
Yeah.
motherfucker, like this scientist knows more than you, the
Right.
doctor knows more than you. This
Yeah, but
this
have you looked at the
politician
data?
Probably knows more
Did
than
you do? But did you Google
Did
it?
you
Did you
do
look
your
up your
own
research?
research?
Do your
And then-
research, bro.
dude. And they
Yeah.
say that shit, and I'm like,
And
did
they
you
never do
really?
research.
It's been
Like, yeah, it's
way
it's
more
absurd.
democratized, which is
Yeah.
annoying.
Also,
Any kind of
to the
speech.
points about the. Sorry, what was that?
No. Any kind like it's just like like everybody's opinion gets heard. It matters. But the other thing is too is that there's nobody, there's no editor anymore for anything. So you're
True.
journalism has gone this way. It's harder to find like people not just trying to grab clicks and raise, whatever. So it's just it's part of the fucking society that we live in
I
now
was
too.
just gonna. The point I was literally just gonna make speaks to that too. Is about the older debates that we were referencing, and some things I've seen recently. I feel like what we all need here in the United States, especially, is British moderators.
Okay, wait.
That's the thing, right? This is the thing. Like, did you see
Okay.
the
did
Trump
s-
at Bloomberg?
Yeah,
too,
that's exactly
recently?
what I started thinking
I
of.
think, it was,
Yeah.
I think it was at Bloomberg, but the guy, it was this British dude interviewing him, and he was like holding him accountable and being very blunt to his
Oh, I
fucking
didn't see
face. And I
this.
was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is great. He was
Yeah.
talking about the tariffs and stuff. He's just spitting facts here because the guy's talking about something he knows in a space
Yeah.
surrounded by people who are, well versed in the topic. It's all about economics.
Right.
And Trump's tariff policies are absolutely fucking ridiculous. They're going to completely fuck the GDP. I just saw an estimation today from somebody who's an economist that said it would double the losses in our GDP in the United States, double the amount of the last market crash,
Yeah.
which would plunge us into recession, depression, territory. Anyway,
Great.
but the guy
Again.
was talking to him, and he was like, he was just fucking steamrolling him. I was like, this is fantastic, and I think that's what happens in a lot of those debates too, where you had like the British moderator in some of them, and I feel like anytime there's a British moderator around, it's like, no, this is the truth here, this is the actual situation, but they say it as firm and as like aggressive as it is,
Dry-
I guess
yeah.
it's because they're British. It sounds so like proper and like almost polite, even though it's
Yeah.
not. Excuse me, sir, but I think that you're wrong. In British culture, that's like, listen, bitch.
Yeah. Have you ever seen
What
like
you just
Irish,
said?
like the
That ain't it.
Irish in their Congress or whatever, when they're like
I
they're
have not.
passionate, they're yelling, they're fucking
Yeah.
brutal. You know, they don't take any shit.
They're ready to fight.
Right.
Yeah, it's so good.
Sometimes they do.
I know.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
I did see that footage
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
fucking
You know who does that? Does a pretty good job of that too. Is who's the moderator for the debate for Kamala and Trump? That guy.
Oh,
guy.
oh my God, I forget his name.
I don't know his
Handsome
name.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's-
They
yeah.
weren't bad.
yeah, but
They
he's
could- they
he,
could have been
but
better, but
he'll,
he wasn't
but
bad.
but he put the bricks to him every single like. Like it was his job. Like he was like, hey, you're not gonna start lying just because that's what you do well.
Yeah.
Like it was very much that tone. It wasn't like he was trying to like, be biased, but like at the
Yeah.
same time wasn't
Yeah.
like was calling
He
him.
was
But-
very even-handed about all that.
Yeah.
I do love, speaking of the debate too, and that guy. There was, I remember watching the fucking clip back because it didn't dawn on me when I first watched it. Watching the clip back and he's talking about Trump's fucking, completely loses it and is like, they're eating the dogs and the cats and all this shit. He goes into that thing.
They're eating the
On the
dogs.
tip of his tongue, the fucking moderator, like already prepped and
Yes.
ready,
Yep.
goes like, actually, we called these motherfuckers, and we
'cause I knew you were gonna say that.
Like, how could anybody predict that was gonna fly out of his fucking mouth in the middle of that fucking debate? That was
Amazing.
David Muir.
That's it.
David Muir.
Yeah, he's the best. He's
Thanks
a good
for
dude.
reminding
there's another guy who did like a local debate in like Nevada, Arizona, or some shit. Do you know what I'm talking? He was making the rounds. I kept seeing him.
Yes.
He was like that guy, but meaner, and it was great.
Yes. He
Like
was,
even
yeah.
less, I'll take your bullshit, and he was just like stone cold.
Circling back real
on-
quick, did you
remember his
see?
name.
I know that we talked about it really quickly, but actually, when we were on the phone last and we talked about that, the eating cats and dogs thing, I just so happened to be watching a doc on that, like a breakdown on where all that the rumor came from and all that stuff. And I'm gonna paraphrase because it's a lot, but basically, there's a Nazi group in that
I did not see that
in that
coming.
No, I mean,
in that town in that in that town in Springfield that started like the rumor of immigrants were eating things, were like abducting and eating things, and they started it a few years ago. And then from that there's this influencer guy, whatever, who goes into a town hall and says, well, I saw them carrying ducks and geese and going to eat them. Never mind. Nothing wrong with eating a fucking goose, dipshit. Like, what? Like, when did that become? Anyway. But anyway.
I did not expect you to take that hard stance, by the way.
Like, I just, have you ever fucked with geese? They deserve to be eaten. Yeah, I said it. Anyway.
I don't
they're the
disagree with you.
sponsors
Geese
of
are
this show.
bastards.
Yeah, no, they are really. They're fucking horrible people.
Yeah.
Geese.
They're horrible people.
If they
They
were people, they'd be
represent
terrible.
they represent horrible people.
They have
But so
foul
and
attitudes.
then from that it gets daisy chained through the town, and then people start freaking out. Old right wing hick fucking people start calling in the cops. And this is where they were like, oh well, one report, we got one report of somebody who called the cops. They
Oh,
did.
yeah.
She said, I think the immigrants took my cat and ate my cat, blah, 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 blah. They come, they investigate. They're like, okay, found her fucking cat
Yeah.
in her fucking basement. So that was a lie. And
Right.
then they took that into their little like fucking make-believe plot and started to like feed that as evidence. And then I think the last thing was oh yeah. So they, after all, everybody had said whatever, a kid gets hit by a guy who, I don't know if he was, I don't want to say he was drunk, and I don't know if he was maybe just tired. Gets in a car accident, guy kills him, the kid dies,
Oh shit.
right? And it just so happens that the guy that was involved in the accident was an immigrant. And from there, they jump on
So,
Twitter. And he's like, well, what I do know is they're hurting kids. And that family came out in a press conference after they had tweeted that and said, no, he was a licensed driver. He was tired. He didn't target our child. This is being used, and on and on and on. So like,
I remember this.
when you break all of it all the way down, what this doc did a great job of doing is they were like, but don't forget what they're saying, because what they're saying is that they can't be trusted if they're immigrants, that these specific immigrants are the problem. And by the way, they're what's the country? The country that he's saying was that they immigrated from?
Haitian?
Shithole country, right?
Didn't he call it Haitian?
But it's Haitian country, right? Haiti, right?
Haiti.
Yeah.
So do you know how Haiti became a fucking country?
No.
The motherfucking plot thickens. That was the only fucking country to ever rebuke, overthrow, start a revolution in the name of getting rid of slavery and be successful.
Shit.
I'll be goddamned. And the United States has spent the entire history of that fucking country fucking it up from the ground up, because it was said when they first overthrew their slave masters, we cannot let them be victorious, because if we show that they can do it, then everybody's going to think they can do it. Wow. And that racism is the motherfucking cause, as per usual.
That checks out.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know, right?
That was beautiful.
But
I knew some stuff. I didn't know other stuff. I feel like
Wild.
I learned something.
Wild, bro. Like, and it's crazy because you're a VP candidate. You're a vice presidential candidate, and you're saying these things uncorroborated,
Vance
unfounded.
is a scumbag,
And he
dude.
knows he was. He admitted
And
it.
he said, yeah, if I have to create a story, like
I
to
love
get
that
people
reporter that heard that and she goes, let me just back up.
Let me just put a pin in that. Hold on. Like,
And then he was kind of like, are we gonna live in the past or are we gonna
right? Like, are we? We're gonna focus on the fact. By the way,
10 seconds ago.
That is
the last little bit is that he keeps saying 20,000 immigrants took over Springfield. It's actually, by the reported numbers, more like between 10 and 13,000.
Right.
Just
Oh.
for the record.
And by the way, you want to talk about memes, man? Whenever you mention Springfield and they would just throw up shit from The Simpsons, I fuck it like
That's right.
that. I was in head. I was
That was
like,
so
yes,
quick.
Not to think of
all
it.
the Simpsons references, please. Let's go.
I am so I love that the Simpsons are still like relevant with references. Actually,
Good. It's
For the
so
record.
fucking good.
It's been
So who are you guys voting for? No, I'm just kidding.
but wait, did you guys vote already? You voted already, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
My ballot's going in tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. I went and
So
voted,
glad.
and you know what's funny? I don't even care. Look, yes, I'm voting early. Yes, I live in LA. You know, I'm in Hollywood. And when I got out of the fucking car, like I drive my car, my hair's down. I think I might have been like, I don't know, I was wearing like a crop top or some shit, I don't know, something like that. And it was like in that moment, nails painted and shit. In that moment, I was like, everybody walking by know exactly who the fuck I just voted for,
Oh,
without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Jill Stein. Jill
So-
Stein, obviously.
Yeah. It's hilarious. Like anytime I have a guest on my show or something like that, and we started getting into politics. I'm like, just by like, just look at every button or me
Right.
or my face, whatever. Like
Read a button.
I'm
Read
like,
a
I don't
button.
have to. Yeah, exactly. Artists for Ceasefire pin. I got the Black Lives Matter pin. I've got the, like,
Goddamn right.
let's just, you know who I'm doing, what I'm voting for.
Is that going to be your thing? Like when you go out now at shows, do you collect buttons or do you give them out? That's what I'd like to know.
I do have buttons for Dystopia now. They're not exactly like they're
cool.
they're cool or whatever, and I try to give those out. This just happened because I had a denim jacket and I had a few, just a few on there because like I got them as gifts. Like somebody gave me
Right.
the Kurt Vonnegut one of
That's
my
how it
best friends.
goes.
I see the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah,
Awesome.
man. Oh, dude, you
Is that
gotta
Beavis and Butthead?
And then no,
No,
this
who
is
is
the
that?
dude.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park,
Jaws.
Jaws.
sorry.
Just
That's
a fucking skull riding a cat. This
'Cause-
this is a Polaroid with a nice ass shot on there.
There we go. There we go.
You know, you got a little Iron Giant, Courage the
it's
Cowardly Dog,
it's flair is what
Yeah.
it is. It's
autism awareness button. But anyway, yeah. So basically, like I had a little bit, and then it just kind of like I was like, oh, I'll put them all on there, and then I just started wearing it as like the thing I wear for the show, which now, by the way, has become a thing of like I don't wear it for anything else because one, I lose this shit. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how many times. And also, I don't want to get sued for giving somebody tetanus because they do pop off sometimes. When
Pop-outs.
I've worn them out, I'm like, oh fuck, and the needle stick is just
Yeah.
All
not
right.
needle, but you know what I mean.
Still
How-
dope.
But anyway, yeah, it just started like that and then grew.
How are things going with the show?
I saw
they're
some
going
footage.
pretty. I just had Tim Matheson on, which was fucking
Saw that, yeah.
awesome. And his book is this is what happens when they send me a book. I have to make like copious notes and shit because I do try
Wow.
to read everything people send me. Even though I
Whew.
can't read, which is a big secret. So I just
You
I
can't
sound
just
it out.
nook that
You
shit.
mean you could run for president?
They-
God damn it.
But yeah, it's going good, man. It's like
Oh.
the guests are great. Everybody kind of enjoys it. I wish the numbers were higher. I'm not gonna lie about that. I don't know. I'm not good at business, so my thing is always just making it as
Again, you
Wait,
could run for president.
So when I was a kid,
just
Facts.
checking off these boxes.
facts,
Eddie,
you
What
are
else
in
you got?
there.
Yeah.
have you worked at McDonald's for 10 seconds?
That's good.
Oh my god.
you'll be
that's
the
only
runner-up.
business I ever
Worked.
worked.
You'll be fucking neck and neck with the
Yeah.
primary candidate. Like, let's
That's
go.
crazy. Yeah,
God
it's
damn
weird,
it.
man. I don't. You know how it is. Like you do this kind of shit, and then you hope it goes well, and then people are listening and stuff like that. But I also just, I just don't know how to do the business end of anything. I like the
Yeah.
art side of all of it, which you can't have.
Yeah.
Which is why
No,
Let me tell you-
everyone's become a small business in their own right now. If you put content on the internet,
Yeah.
Would you like to know my workaround for that?
Yeah.
He's
Don't
there.
do it.
He's in the middle. He's in the middle.
Oh, but
he just
he's
does
not.
the
By the way,
logistically.
you're in my middle. I can't. I tried to move you guys
Oh,
around so it matched.
okay,
what you said.
well,
I'm in the middle
Whichever
of a
way
main
he is.
broadcast.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in the
Okay.
middle of mine. Him.
Apparently.
He's the one, and I'm like, hey, do the thing, do that with the calculator, da 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 da.
Thanks.
No, but Santino
when you
is
said
really-
when you said
but-
I'm not good at business though,
Okay.
when I was a kid, I used to play a game called Business.
Oh.
We used to play business. Yeah, we didn't have, bro. I don't want to talk about it.
Is this
Never
like
mind.
Doctor?
This is gonna. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have cell phones. We had old ass calculators. We had old ass typewriters that didn't work, and like files and like with like the little accordion file thing.
Dang,
Yeah.
This is great. John, let's go back to when you were about to compliment me. Let's do that.
I was, and I
Fine.
yeah, no. See, this is the thing about a
Compliment
Santino,
taters.
because there's dudes like Santino who know how to do all this shit, but at the same time, they're also wildly talented on their own. So if you're
Yeah.
ever like, hey man, I need you to
Thanks, man.
do the technical background shit, they're like, yeah. Also, fuck you, I can do the other, and you're like, all right. Like that's my dilemma. Is like I keep running into people who are also like, hey. I could do other stuff too, and I'm like, oh, I don't need.
I
that.
don't need the
just-
other
Yeah,
stuff
I
from
don't.
you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Me
Yeah.
fucking either. Just
Yeah.
it's being a musician and coming up when it became it started out flyers in person, do the thing, then it went to fucking MySpace, then it went, and it just kept becoming
MySpace.
more and more internet centric, and it was like. If you were reading the tea leaves back in the day, like watching
Oh.
shit happen, you're like, I have to know how to do this if I
Yeah.
want to make any of it
Yeah.
work.
But
And
you're
that's
so
and that's the same
right.
with being a
Yeah.
comedian or anything.
It is. I don't like, dude. There's a meme going around now, and I can't even remember what the fuck it is. But I've been like, I don't share that kind of stuff, but I've been dying at it when I see it, and it's just like, I don't know what it. I don't remember what it was, but it's like, it's either like musicians or comedians, and then it went down to just artists. I saw, finding out that they have to be content creators. Also.
Oh,
in order to
I've
do this
seen
shit.
that. I know
And
what you're
love
talking
it
about.
because it's
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
fucking true and infuriating.
Yep.
I don't want to do. And now I know. And now the worst part about it is I can feel it phasing out, where people
Yeah.
are really getting sick of TikTok. They're really getting sick of having to post on it. I know, like certain people are, except for the people that are making bank. I
Yeah.
noticed just certain people trickling off, not watching.
Well, it's
as
because it's not
much.
working as well. The only good thing about that is it's going to thin the herd out for the people who do stay consistent and keep doing
I'm
it.
worried about what comes next.
Well, yeah, and that's that to that
Sure.
end. What kind of gets me a lot of times is, and I'm one of those people that, I mean, I don't. So I thought that I made a lot of content, and I thought that like
You do.
man, yes, I
Way
do.
more than I do.
But then you see somebody who really makes a lot of content, like somebody who's up there in the millions of followers. Like I have a few accounts where I'm like, I know this girl, and when I say you're talking about 30, 40 stories in your IG, and then on top of that, a few stories in your TikTok, and then you're posting 3-4 times a day on TikTok, and then a few times a week on IG, and like and you're just like, so my thinking is, okay, I don't care how hot you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you think you have to offer the world. At a certain point, your audience has to get like gassed, like, bro, okay, I don't want to see you.
It's not the same people all the time. If you're doing it right, that's the thing, is like it's somewhat of a revolving door. Like the top half of your people are going to be new people, and then some people will come back from a year ago, and all that. Other than the diehards who are there all the fucking time.
But that's the thing. There are those diehards that are. Yeah.
But also, if you make enough money, you don't have to worry about that either, because you're at an echelon where you still do your thing that got you where you are.
Right.
But you're also you have this, like, I've known people who've gotten that kind of thing, and they picked up agents and agencies, and they're involved in bigger events, all because of just that. So all you have to have is 3-point-something million. You know what pissed me off? There's a dude who...
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that I interrupted myself. There's like, John, shut up a minute. John's gonna speak. So there's a guy who oh my God, Quentin Quarantino. Do you know him from Instagram?
Yes,
I fucking love him, dude. Yeah.
I love him too. We follow each other. He's posted my stuff occasionally. He did something the other day that I almost thought about making a TikTok about. Not that I do that shit regularly and make it, but I thought, this is something, if I was going to speak about it, I would do it. He posted an image of the Hawk-Tuah girl and was annoyed, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is where we are, or whatever it is, and whatever. And I thought,
no way,
motherfucker, you made her famous. Like, not just him, but when that was going around, Quentin Tarantino has 3.3 million followers.
Yeah.
And this used to annoy me back in the day too, before we started whatever, where I would be like, they own all those accounts. The only thing they do is post shit that's already gone viral and already popular. Right. And then the craziest thing to me is, I get it, you're building your shit, but once you've done that and you got 3-point-something million, dude, take accounts that are smaller, unknown, like if you're gonna go, so man, true. I'm so fucking pissed that Hawk-Tuah girl. Well, then guess what, motherfucker? You know how many comedians I know who only have like 3,000 followers and are still super smart and super creative and are busting their fucking asses making art? Then use your 3.3 million to elevate them. You could still hawk garbage and fucking do whatever, but make sure that it's like 60-40 at least, where whatever you're doing, like, and it's hard to say that kind of shit because then people are like, this guy just wants him to propel. Yeah, you're right. I fucking do that.
Yeah, everyone would.
I know I'm good, but I don't have the 3.3 million. So fucking get it out there.
I don't disagree with you. Like, from like being an artist and from a moral standpoint, I'm only making this argument because it could potentially be true just in what I know. But like, if you do that and you choose content that doesn't perform well, I think, at least it was this way, it'll hurt your overall reach with
you want to stay on. You want to stay on top, and so you keep doing.
If your money making is coming from just purely the visibility of your content, and you do anything to reduce the visibility, you're actively hurting your business. Now, mind you, that being said, I'm still a huge proponent of elevating smaller voices that just maybe haven't gotten the leg up that they need, because I think maybe it might hurt you a little bit here and there or whatever, but doing that more often, I think, in the long run is better off for you, and it can pay back in other ways that may not just be the fucking visibility of your media posts in the algorithm.
I think so too. And I'll tell you how I know this though. And I know this by example, because when I was, like 10 years ago, you would see these accounts, they would get blown up, or a thing would get blown up, or whatever the fuck it was. And you'd be like, God damn, I'm tweeting just as good as they are, or I'm posting, or my things are whatever. I'm just not getting the visibility. So, you test those waters and those theories by getting yourself the visibility.
Yeah.
And I remember doing it by never overdoing it, but I would go, I'm going to use this fucking app and I'm going to boost. I would write something that I knew would hit certain, not that I would write it specifically for that, but if I came up with a thought or a joke or whatever it was, and then I wrote it and I go, man, if these people just saw it, it would get blown up. So what I
Yeah.
would do is blow it up myself. And
Yeah.
the theory proved fucking true because I had these imaginary numbers. It would get the attention of a Quentin Quarantino account or whatever the fuck it was. And then it would flow naturally. And then by it flowing naturally into their stream, it would reach other bigger audiences. So only boosting it by like 100 views got it to where it was boom, 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 boom. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it got it
Yeah.
into the thing. So my thing is if you care about the art, right, and the content's good enough but doesn't have the visibility, I feel like it's responsibility of people who are who can curate
Creators.
that to elevate it, and then it will flow naturally. I'm not saying post garbage, but
Right.
but not everybody's got that ability there. It's
That's the
hard.
thing is you kind of have to at this point if you want to play the game, or you have to find someone who can supplement, the skills that you lack. I mean, again,
Yep.
like I said earlier, it is very much your
But
small business.
what I hate
Yeah.
your
though,
brand.
what I hate is, and this is something that's been bouncing around, is how. So that might be true for like some platforms, but then there's TikTok, which is this kind of animal that like
Should be
they
canceled.
they have the ability to just turn it on. They really do. They can just
It's
turn
called
it.
heating.
They can right,
Oh.
and they
It's
can
its own
just
thing.
I didn't know there was a
and
name
they
for it.
can just do that. And they've done it, and I've seen it. I've seen it done, and I'm just like, you're the worst. That this is like, not the
Right?
worst, but it just sucks that like it's like this. It's like this. Hey, you're at our mercy. Don't worry about it though. We
Mm-hmm.
got you. Like kind of feeling that I feel, and it's anyway. Just
No,
sticks
but
in
see,
my
that's
craw a
also
little
a
bit.
thing where I don't think I would mind if they banned TikTok. And I don't say this because I don't think there should be freedom
Don't clip
of
that
blah
part.
blah blah or whatever the fuck.
Don't
But I
clip
mean,
that
like, listen, I wouldn't if I knew anybody personally who I thought was making money off of it, I'd be fine with it.
Facts.
But like I do think that it's not taken seriously enough where like so the Daily Show used to go after Fox News all the time for their overreaction obviously and their manipulation of whatever.
Yeah.
But TikTok to a certain extent has become the Fox News of the internet and also a rag magazine. Like you have
Yeah, I can
it's
see
either
that.
one of two things, right? Either these people who are younger, now I'm old man shouting at cloud, but whatever. But like, who are taking like the P. Diddy shit, right?
Yeah.
So you got people who are like, obviously, there's enough horrible truths about the P. Diddy stuff where you really don't need to fucking conspiracy theory, connect dots, all that other crap. But there's people on TikTok who will take clips of talk shows and go, they all knew, and it's a clear joke, and they're not device. That's rag magazine shit that they're doing for clicks and views.
This
that
is-
I think they should be fucking flogged for.
I agree with you, but there's also something to be said that and this is the one thing I really do like about TikTok is like you're largely served the shit that you react to. You're
Yes.
largely served what they think you will, what will work on you. So like I don't get a lot
True.
of that rag shit. A lot of the stuff I get, it's a mix of stuff.
I get a lot
obviously,
of talking head stuff though, for sure.
I don't really
do,
react to any of it though.
free
Like I don't
flowing.
like it, and I don't comment on it because I don't think there's.
But
there's any...
even if, like, dude, even if just out of fucking,
Oh,
watching
but the
it.
way they
morbid
farm data though,
curiosity,
the way they
like-
farm data, it's wild.
Oh, that too. But like,
if your
like,
if
you know,
your
the way
eyes
you-
pin a little bit while you're watching it, they're like, gotta give more, give more
Yes.
of that.
No,
Yeah.
that is absolutely. But I just find that like like look at the Chapel Roan shit, right? Like there's
What happened?
Uh,
No, I'm serious. I don't
She
know.
exists.
How she blew?
no. So so the Chapel Roan stuff was that she did not. They were getting upset on the internet because she didn't endorse a candidate, and then so she was getting a lot of
What?
shit for it.
I
Yeah,
didn't see that.
And then
That's
she made a
stupid.
video
She's
that
like,
was-
she just came onto the like,
exactly.
She's
This
been
is- but
around
this is
for a
again
while,
this-
apparently, though.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I knew
but this
that.
is no, she has, and I've been a fan of like before, like hipster here, before she was cool. But like but like so she got this flack for not endorsing a candidate, and then she made a video that was like, hey, I just woke up to a bunch of fucking hate, and she was really angry, and she was like, fuck the left, but fuck the right. She's like, of course I'm voting for fucking Kamala, but I don't agree with yada yada yada. So she made her point clear or whatever,
Yeah.
and then because of all the backlash from that, she canceled some shows. And the TikTok people went fucking bananas over it. One, I don't like how entitled they all feel. I don't like how entitled, quote unquote, fans feel about an artist. Like, we don't owe you
I agree.
shit.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
I mean,
that's true.
Like, there's this, and it's a sickness kind of a thing where, like, you know, if here's the way I feel: if an artist is lucky enough to speak on behalf of a society or a group of people or whatever it is, dude, bonus level. That's
Yeah,
great. You
yeah.
got your favorite person to speak on your behalf. If they don't, it's none of your fucking business. Her
True.
only job is to sing and make music. The thing that pissed me off is that she canceled fucking shows,
Yeah.
and people have to, you know, they were traveling, they bought tickets, they did all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And the people who
And-
have to work the show, the venue, and
Right.
everything, too,
Out
like, yeah, there's a
money.
lot.
Yeah.
On the flip side, though, because I'm I just like watching this shit unfold sometimes. I did enjoy Gen Z.
And that's
having
why I
needed-
keep
the world
that's why,
burn.
That's why TikTok keeps showing it to you.
Yes. Well, I did enjoy like Gen Z having to eat its own shit because Gen Z is the quiet quitting, you got to do you mental health
Yeah.
people. And then
Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, bitch, I fucking paid." And I'm like, "Oh, well, suddenly people don't like when they do not do their job." So that made me happy.
Stop.
Because I
That was
don't
a,
I
that
don't
was a
know.
good Jon Stewart right there.
Thank you. You like
that
that?
was a
That
good Jon
little,
Stewart.
"Oh, no, I don't
Oh,
think
no, you didn't.
Speaking of Jon Stewart, can we say how he's bodying right now? Like
Oh, so good.
every
Hang on,
episode, I'm
hang
like,
on.
bro, like
That
just
requires-
Crushing.
I'm
And
like,
they won the
no.
Emmy.
Shout out Jon fucking Stewart.
Crushed.
Shout out
Crushed.
Jon
Shout out
fucking
Jon
Stewart,
Stewart.
He's so good.
No, yeah, like give him the show back. Shit, I don't like.
He
And
doesn't
the other
wanna
thing
do-
is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else is kind of nervous after he leaves, but like, have you ever noticed that in all the clips after he does his episode, whoever like is the guest, whatever after that, they all flub. Like even people that are like some of the people that are on the show that are just like other anchors or whatever, they'll like be doing his at the desk shtick and they'll flub like something.
Oh,
They'll-
yeah.
and I'm like, hey man, hey, I'm not saying you got to be the GOAT, but like, you know, do a couple of practice runs, like get a little rehearsal time in there because it looks like it looks like he's the only one that can really like.
But you don't want to know why?
do
Because
it.
that's a very rare case where that show is him.
Yeah,
Like, even
okay.
Cut Kilborn
The-
before
yeah,
him
that's
was
true.
not great. And
That's
then
true.
I liked Trevor Noah's version of it.
Trevor Noah's version was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
his.
His was-
It wasn't,
his was cool in a
it wasn't
different
I don't know.
Jon Stewart's,
I didn't
though.
see him in the beginning though. I don't know if he was a little shaky in the
But
beginning.
here's the thing
I-
about
He was
Trevor
flatter in
Noah.
the beginning.
I
okay.
don't think Trevor Noah cares or cared in the same way. Like, I think he's best suited at what he's doing now when he's
The
having
podcast.
very deep, long
Yeah.
conversations.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't think he was good at doing the really getting the crux of the because again the uniqueness of Jon Stewart is that you really like it's John.
Bro,
John
he can do it in a
cares,
paragraph
and
too. Like,
he
God.
and he
Jeez.
gets the jokes and he's the editor of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who Hassan Minhaj is going to
I
take
was
over.
just gonna say he was my top.
he was
pick.
great.
He was
Hassan
my
could
top
do
pick,
it.
and that
Hassan
stupid
could
fucking
do it.
that was a nonsense fucking controversy. No one gives
What?
a shit if he made
Which
up part of
one?
it.
The New Yorker article that they wrote
yeah,
about
he
his
made
act.
up like part of the story in one of his
Oh
old
right.
specials.
Oh right.
Which, you know,
right,
I mean,
right,
it
right.
was like,
Got you.
okay, it's like a little like that's a little weird, but
Yeah.
fucking.
But
that's
also
not
we embellished in a
disqualifying for
stand-up
your
set.
job.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
You got to watch
But
his
he-
new
and
special.
And we're
He
gonna,
also-
but we're gonna elect a fucking guy who like who's literally a convicted
A felon?
Yeah.
who's a jury found him liable for sexual
Fuck is
abuse.
this we
basically
shit? I'm not
rape
electing
as the
nobody.
definition stands.
I won't be.
You know what
I did my part. Why don't
I
you
mean,
drop
we-
your ballot
we-
off,
We
motherfucker?
did at one point, not us personally.
Yeah.
No,
but
no,
somebody
no,
did
you
at one- yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like he got the
Crazy,
fucking
dude.
job. I'm like,
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I was actually I just made this kind of point and I wanted to remember it for this because it's weird to me. It's he had the opportunity to show us what he was made of once already. So, if you're still in his camp, then you're saying he did it so well that he deserves another opportunity to complete that. Or you're saying that whatever he did was better than anything a woman would do, and definitely better than anything a black woman can do. Indian, whatever the fuck you want to say she thinks she is.
I didn't
but,
know she's black now.
right,
Yeah.
right,
Black.
and it's mind-boggling because there's a lot that you have to accept for that for either one of those cases. But if you're
Yeah.
look, there's no way that I don't give you, I don't care how in a cult you are, you can't think he did a great job in the pandemic. You just can't think that. Anyway,
didn't.
but
He
but
objectively did
what
not.
what
Yeah.
upsets me is this. I've had people that I love and trust and know very well who have said things to me like, yeah, but well, you know, she slept her way to the top, or she didn't really know, you know, she put a lot of black young men in and I'm like, okay, so let's have this conversation. Imagine you were going to go and apply for a job. And imagine right after you applied for that job, a baby came in and applied for that same job. And then imagine that with a straight face, they called you back in and they said, hey, you know what? I'd like to see you go head to head with the baby, because I think it might be, it's a little too close to call. When you like the amount of, I laugh and I kind of make it a joke, but the insulting nature of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you know how much fucking
It's worse.
school
It's
I
worse.
had to go to?
It's
Do you
worse.
know-
Hold it, Dane. It's worse because babies are usually by nature innocent.
Facts. Okay. Right. And this is
Like,
not
on
that.
top of it,
And this is
Baby
definitely
facts.
not that.
Baby
so,
facts.
but it's
Baby
like,
facts.
but it's like, so coonery aside, all of the coons that are in the camp, push them to the side because
Can you
they
not?
don't count.
Can Santino remove us from the screen when you drop that?
Listen,
Like that right
listen,
there?
whatever. You know what
I
it
just
is.
wanna, it doesn't.
Hey,
I almost
coon-
nodded like yes. let's
Strap in.
remove-
If you were here for dick
the-
jokes,
yeah.
you're here for coonery. All right, whatever. Anyway, so like that aside, it's what you're saying is that this example of your side and your side's beliefs and your side's intelligence level and whatever far superior and far outweighs this others, and there's just no way you can make that argument unless you're saying it's because she's black and it's because she's a woman.
Right.
Like you can't.
well, people also attribute a lot of the negative side effects of the Trump presidency to the Biden presidency, as if he had any
Had
bearing
anything-
on it,
right,
like
well-
inflation and the recovery from the pandemic. The fucking there's been this like weird memory loss. And also
Selective.
just a general lack of understanding of how fucking things work, like in the world.
Well, yeah.
So like people forget like all the dumb shit he would say, all the weird shit that happened that led all the way to, I mean, literally ran all the way through the end of Trump's first 4 years and last 4 years. And motherfucker, like people will still with a straight face be like, yeah, this is all this happened, all this shit that happened immediately after Trump was in office, before Biden could have passed any legislation that could have had any effect on any of the things you're talking about. They're like, yeah, this is because of Biden. I'm like, what the fuck?
I thought he wasn't president right now. I
there's-
thought he wasn't even
like
president.
there was a
thought he
there's
was
there's
a
good
lizard
clip,
person.
right? There's a
Lie.
good clip of Mark Cuban who's been making the fucking rounds, like which has been
Love
So
awesome.
glad
Cuban
he's
now.
doing
I mean,
this
I don't
stuff.
love him. I don't love him. He's still a billionaire. Eat the rich. But
I got no issue with him. But I
yeah, I
like,
don't got an issue with him.
Cuban was on I think it was Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Yeah.
And he makes this whole argument about, I mean, it's not really making an argument. He's just kind of laying out the facts about how Trump's actions in the middle of his presidency directly led to the inflation that followed, because he intervened when Saudi Arabia and Russia weren't getting along nicely, because and basically came in and helped them reduce the production of oil, which then raised the price because the cost had gone down to like for a few days like negative or
Yeah.
some shit. So the cost of oil has to go up. They reduce the amount of oil being produced. The price goes back up, even though everyone's in the middle of a fucking pandemic and everyone's struggling just to try and get by. And this carries through into everything else, because the shit that gets manufactured everywhere requires petroleum. The gas to transport it anywhere requires petroleum. Like gas is used for so many things. When that one price goes up, the price of fucking literally everything goes up. The logistics of everything, the cost of that, it has a trickle-on effect. And it's just like one fucking thing that points to this, and you're like, he literally did this thing. It is a documented thing that he did, and it led to this thing that clearly happened. and people were just like, yeah, no,
Did,
Biden
didn't
did it.
he?
How?
Didn't he also change like the Holy Land and where that was going to be recognized by the United States to Israel? Didn't he?
Some shit.
He did that.
I
That
honestly
that
do
started. That started like a lot of reinvigorated a lot of the conflict that was already going on. No, never. We won't get into that. I
He
won't.
did, he did get. Yeah, I do vaguely remember
Yes,
that.
he.
where
Yeah,
into it.
because he did
Yeah.
so much really fucked up shit.
It was
Right.
so much.
Anyway.
It was literally so much. I was watching something
He.
earlier. and
Yeah, it was
like,
the embassy. He moved the embassy.
It's like throwing Tinder, right? He just constantly
Yeah.
throwing Tinder, but like on a fucking napalm blast.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
just so expansive. The amount of dumb, crazy, wild shit he has said and or done. Like in the course of, just within the last like week or so, what was his name? Brett Baer.
that general?
Oh
was
my
that?
God, the Brett
The
Baer.
interview with
Oh.
Kamala Harris, right, on Fox News, where with a fucking
I didn't
straight
see.
face, this beady-eyed demon looks at her and is like, "All right," he says, because she's saying Trump is saying we're the enemy within and blah 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 and this and that, and he goes, "Well, we actually asked President Trump this question recently, and this was his
Oh,
response."
that. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
they played the fucking second half of Trump's
Yeah,
answer. But
yeah.
if you go back and watch the first half, the exact fucking thing she said he
Yeah.
keeps saying is what he just
Yep.
said.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have no, like, zero issue doing that. I'm like, how is
Yeah.
that not a bigger fucking
know.
deal?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because then, like, a day later, he's shuffling French fries around in fucking McDonald's, thinking that the fry cook was taking him out with his
shuffling
bare
French
hands to the
fries.
hot
Yeah.
oil.
It's
Like,
Get him! Get him!
It's why we need to abandon the people that are like. There's this whole thing like Mar does this all the time now too, which is fucking obnoxious. Where he's like, you can't just ignore the country who want like half the. No, you fucking have
really-
to. Like
you
they
super
need to
can.
be dragged through. Like it's a child, a child throwing a tantrum in a grocery store. You need to
Yep.
get him back in the car. Just drag them through the whole fucking thing. Where it's enough's enough.
Yeah.
Like
Easiest
I'm
way?
not going to debate or argue or try to win over. You can Trump supporters and do that kind of shit. It's a lost fucking cause. But that doesn't mean you don't go doubly as hard.
Right.
That's why like when Democrats are in office, I need them to fucking do. Like I
Oh.
don't want to. I'm
here's
tired
what
of
they
being
need to do.
Mm.
Here's what they need to do to get exactly what you just said done, and it would solve so many fucking problems. I mean, two things preferably to help break down the two-party system in general, but get rid of the Electoral College.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Just make it so
Yes.
every American's vote is
they'll
worth
never
one.
do that though.
Never,
But
ever,
I'm
ever,
just-
ever.
If you
ever,
did,
ever.
then the fucking 1/3 of the country who
Yeah.
still supports
Yeah.
Donald Trump would be outvoted every fucking time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Even at his peak, he never won a popular fucking vote.
Yeah.
So unless we run, unless Donald Trump Jr. runs as a Democrat, I can't think of too many people who could lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
That's
It's-
about it.
That's absolutely true. I mean, but the other thing
And
is too,
ranked choice voting would also
Yeah.
be great. And,
Well, but Democrats need to stop pretending that there's a reason to have a Republican on, because I don't like their whole thing of there being two sides
with
to
Liz
every
Cheney
issue
and all, and
and some like to me I don't feel like that is an actual thing. I want to know what the other side, the Republicans, have offered on the abortion issue is
Yeah.
the right one, because what they do talk about is fictional. Nobody's aborting
Yep.
them like
9 months.
past the
Post 9 months.
post
Shut
time,
the
yeah,
fuck-
whatever.
Murder?
Yeah.
We're murdering
so,
me.
So I
snuffing
want
him
to
out
know,
in the crib.
yeah. So when they talk about like reaching across the aisle and working with Republicans, I want to know
Yeah.
what part of the Republican plan do you feel is reasonable for a Democrat, and then we should be able to, because otherwise,
They're
then there
pandering.
really is no fucking.
They're
reason.
pandering. It's all
Yeah.
pandering. Bringing Liz Cheney up on fucking stage with you like Harris and stuff. It's pure
know.
pandering. It's just trying to get those handful of fucking Republicans
Yeah.
who still haven't been convinced that Donald Trump is a fucking fascist,
Yeah.
steaming pile of dog
Yeah.
shit.
Didn't
Which is
General
also
Kelly
not
just
going
call him a
anywhere.
fascist?
Literally.
Just
A fuck
call
was
it.
a five-star
that's-
general. His
and that-
longest sitting chief of staff said he is basically said the textbook
yeah.
definition of fascism.
No. He went through the definition and
That's what
then
I'm saying.
item by
He
item
literally-
said
Yeah,
he's
and
this, he's
although,
this, he's this.
Speaking of beady-eyed demon guy too, I watched the clip from Fox on that as well, and that first part where he's breaking down the definition of fascism just happened to be fucking
right.
omitted.
What?
Yeah, he skips to the
That's
part right
cool. That's
afterwards where he just
stupid.
straight up says the thing, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah.
At least the clip that I saw skipped that first part, and I'm like,
I
that
saw it on,
first
like,
part
CNN or
lays out a pretty
something.
strong argument for why he said it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. look,
because it's fucking true.
they're still gonna say, so what, Trump 2024? But like, that's because you don't understand the brevity. You don't understand the depth of what it means when a 5-star general who was in your motherfucking
Yeah.
cabinet says something like that to the public for them to know.
On record,
yes,
on recording.
yes, there is something to be said about them waiting until just now to drop that, because you know they had
yeah.
it, you know, and they were like, when's it gonna do the
I mean,
most
it's
damage?
not new.
No.
Right, but
He's been on record having said it before.
Right.
but still, it still means far more than any of that side is going to give it credit for. Like
Yeah.
that's
And all they see it is as Trump. They don't see Trump as Hitler. They don't see Trump liking Hitler. They see Trump wanting more loyalty, and nothing is more loyal to Trump than his fans who are already in that cult. And the other thing
Yeah.
is too is I don't think he's going anywhere. You know what he says that shit where he's like, if I lose, you'll never see me again. I think he's just gonna turn around and go, you guys need me now more than ever if she wins.
yep.
He's not gonna. I
Yep.
don't think he's gonna run
He's
again.
not.
no.
I don't think he's gonna run.
I don't think
again.
he's got
I
enough
just think
time
he's
to run
going
again.
to-
I
I
think
just
he's
think
gonna be
he's
in
gonna
fucking-
still be a presence.
I think
Yeah.
he'll be in fucking jail.
I hope so.
Well, I mean,
I
real
don't
quick.
know.
So like,
That's a
if he
big ask,
loses-
bud.
If he loses, when he loses, right? There
Yeah.
are
Oh, he'll lose. Yeah.
there are a good handful of very, very, very strong both federal and state level cases against him.
I'm sorry. When you said very, very strong, I just thought of the shit he said about Arnold Palmer, and I was, God damn it, what the fuck? What is
He should
wrong?
have been on
Sorry.
this show. If you're
Keep
gonna talk
going.
about
Sorry,
fucking
I'm
big
sorry. I
stuff,
didn't mean to interrupt.
Donald, you go on Failure Made Monsters.
That's it,
Listen,
man.
you want to talk about Arnold Palmer's dick, man? I will make that shit something you tell your kids at night.
Dane stands up. He's like, "Let me
First-
show you a."
Firstly, you wanna see what they say about me in the shower. No,
They say, "Excuse me, ma'am."
fuck you.
No, I
Okay.
I was just I don't know. I was probably gonna go on a fucking tangent, but it has been absolutely it has just been really very frustrating that we're this close
Mm-hmm.
to the election and it's still seemingly
Close.
a tight race.
Yeah.
We
It
should
should-
do
it
another
absolutely
live
just shouldn't be.
thing
Like when?
during.
On the
Oh.
election night.
It might
I'm
help
down.
us,
I,
I'm down.
not anybody else, but it might help.
Are you coming on?
Yeah.
I proposed it. I'm
I'll do
I'm
it
in.
if John. I'll do it if John comes.
Yeah.
in
fun.
your hand or like near your face or
I
both.
can't. This is. Where's the tally? I do have to.
With the tally
piece.
whacker. Sorry.
I don't want to. If you guys are gonna keep going, but I do have to pee. I'm like starving. I've
Okay.
been in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
seat
Yeah.
let's
and
do it.
in this thing for the last like
Yes.
3
You're good, you're good,
four-
you're good, man.
No. I feel
I'll-
bad. I don't want to like. This
No,
is great,
you're
but-
fine.
No worries. This we didn't really have an
We were-
an
yeah, it
hour. I
was-
was like
I
at the 2 hour
figured, and then
mark,
I was like,
gonna
oh my god, I never ate dinner, and I've been sitting in the same spot for like the last like 4
Go,
hours.
I get
go
it.
eat
I
something.
get it.
Uh,
Matter of
one more
fact,
time-
bro,
One more time before you go, plug your show, would you?
plug your
Yeah.
show and
Boom.
your handles.
Guys, and my Dystopia Tonight. You can find it on wherever you listen to podcasts. DystopiaTonight.com. You can watch past episodes. We're also on Radio Garden State.
Let's go.
Which is a new radio station by Mike Ham. I think he started it like 4 months ago. It's kind of newish and going strong. You guys should go and
It's like
talk
hearing
to
there's a
them.
new like VHS store or something. Like it's kind of
You
wild.
son of a fuck.
Son of a bitch.
Kind of wild.
What a
It's a new radio station. I'm
No,
like,
you know what's really sad
Huh.
is that when you said
Radio.
there's a new VHS store. I got kind of excited and I was like, I will go to this.
we
place.
collect VHS, my wife and I, so I'm not really giving you
Oh
shit.
my god,
Okay.
dude! I will
Stop
text
it.
you.
Shh.
I'll
we'll
Snapchat.
Don't
No,
wanna
I'll
nerd
text
you
you.
out.
I will
Don't wanna
download
nerd you
Snapchat.
out.
I've got so much VHS, dude. That I refuse to get rid of.
Oh, dude, I'll send you a picture of our. We got this like whole
Oh.
fucking shelf
Wait,
going.
wait. Are you telling me you both have a VCR?
Oh yeah,
I got I
Good
got
for
I got it
you.
for my wife for her birthday.
I have a VCR that can record stuff onto DVD. That's how classy.
Holy shit, that
There's
is
nobody
high
here.
tech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And
Alright.
follow me at John Poveromo on Instagram.
And your most recent guest was
Tim Matheson
saw
from
that.
Animal House, West Wing, voice of Johnny Quest. Yours, Mine, and Ours, Lucille Ball. He's been acting since he was like 10, so he's
Awesome.
Oh,
the
yeah.
best. Yeah,
and that episode that you just recorded that
just
before
recorded
that,
it. It'll be out in about a week. Also recorded
What date?
Oh,
do you
Cal
know,
Dodd, voice of Wolverine from the X-Men cartoon and X-Men
Hell
97
yeah.
video
Bomb.
game stuff. Cal Dodd did it. He also wait a minute. Can I play this fucking thing he left me?
Yes,
Please?
please do.
Oh my god, hold on, guys. This is my nerdiest moment with you guys.
Did he say something? Okay.
This is so fucking.
'Cause-
This is my jam.
I know what you're thinking, punks. Question is, what show am I listening to with Wolverine on it? Well, bub, you're listening to Dystopia Tonight with John Poveromo, the best there is at what he does, bub.
That
That's awesome.
is
That's
fucking
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
Holy
That-
shit.
right?
that
And it's
definitely-
him.
Yeah.
And that
Absolutely.
immediately
Absolutely.
took me back to my childhood, like
Right?
immediately.
Oh.
By the way,
That's good.
if you haven't yet, you need to watch X-Men 97. You need to
Oh yeah,
you need
it's
to-
so fucking good.
it's so fucking good.
It's 10. I really like. I was like, I'm gonna watch this nostalgia factor.
Yeah,
Like, I want to
no.
see what they did.
Bro,
Was
the way
not
they did
expecting it to go that
Cyclops,
hard.
the way they did
Oh, yeah.
Cyclops.
Say nothing else. I haven't watched it.
Oh, you haven't watched it, dude.
Oh, there's moments in that where it's gonna make you respect these
I'm too
characters
busy
even more than
binging
you
the
already
shit out
did.
of anime all the time, so
Okay, well you should just
raise the
throw,
bar for all
dude,
animation.
Throw
I'm just kidding.
it falls in line with that same. You
That's
you
what I
need to
keep
do it.
hearing.
Just throw
Yeah,
it.
you
in.
gotta
Just
watch
throw
it,
in.
man.
Before-
Actually, when you do watch it, I bet you're not gonna be able to go like, oh, we'll watch the rest of them tomorrow. You're gonna go,
You binge the shit out of it.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
you got
Awesome.
to.
I love shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, before you go, one last
Yep.
thing. I want to end on a high note with you.
Yeah,
Because it's been we're talking about a lot of this anger shit, pisses you off and stuff. But there was I saw this clip earlier. Chris Cuomo had historian Alan Lichtman on. Are you familiar with him? Did you see this?
Yeah.
You
I
saw
didn't see the clip though.
All right, so he's Alan Lichtman has accurately predicted nearly every presidential race since 1984
Holy
Okay.
shit.
because he uses his 13 keys to the White House. Like I forget how many, but he even predicted Trump when no one thought fucking Trump was gonna win. Like he's been really good,
Fuck.
and he's still, as of even today, predicting Kamala Harris for the win.
Oh, that's so nice.
So
That's
just
fucking
throwing out a
Alan
little
Lichtman, you said?
good juju for
I'll
everybody
get-
watching and for
I'll
you
get
before you
drunk
go.
as shit on that live.
Fantastic.
If
Yeah, well, we're
never
going
mind,
to
when that
enjoy it while
happens,
we're
yeah.
all watching it together. It's going
Yeah,
to be fantastic.
I'm down.
Yes, it'll be beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Chef's kiss.
All right,
All right,
John,
thanks,
thank you
guys.
so
I
much.
appreciate
Get
it.
out of here, man. Go eat.
Yep.
Bro.
Bruce. Bye.
Box.
All right, everybody. Thank
Nailed
you
it.
again for joining
Nailed
us.
it. Did I nail it?
You got it, bro.
I think
You
I
always
got
get
it.
It's good.
I nailed it.
I think this has been a productive episode. Feels good.
Let me tell you. This was a
Like we
good
never
out of the
stopped.
gate. This was good out of the gate.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't like we never stopped, but it wasn't like
It's like we never fucking stopped,
All right, like we never stopped. Fair enough.
except for when I fucked up the intro. And when
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that back up.
Yeah.
And
when
other
like,
stuff. We're
people
not gonna.
disappeared in the middle of it, and when your camera stopped working,
God damn it.
and we had to use your webcam.
It's gonna. It's. Don't worry. It's temporary, people.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Big shout out to the people who were hanging out in the chat with us.
Ah,
as well.
yeah.
Thank you,
I saw
everybody,
some
for chiming
people.
in. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Well, there's gonna be the live version will live on YouTube, but we're gonna the full edited cut and all that stuff will be up at some point, and then we'll start posting these little clippy clips on the old interwebs,
Yeah.
and do that because apparently that's, like we were saying earlier, that's what you got to do now.
Yeah.
You just have to do 10 other things on top of doing the actual show itself. So we're gonna.
Can
do
I
that.
also just say that I love my nails?
They look dope.
You can't
Those
really
are
see 'em.
bloody good, mate.
Yeah, I see what you did there, but you got to say it like Kirsty would say it. Bloody,
She'd give me shit if there was no. It's bloody.
bloody. I can't
Yeah.
do it.
But I always used to get rid of the be like I'd always used to
Bloody.
not, I'd get rid
Bloody.
of the D.
Isn't that what you do? Bloody.
It's
No.
bloody. No, it's bloody,
Blimey.
I guess. I don't know.
My
I'm gonna get.
fucking
I'm gonna
British
get.
accent is
I'm gonna
terrible.
get murdered.
Yep. Yep.
It's gonna be great.
Love
Anywho, that's it, man. I think
Yeah,
we
man.
call it.
I think
Maybe
we-
we're back next week.
We'll see.
Maybe. You know,
see.
but you're gonna be in New Orleans.
I'm gonna be in the Big Nola. If you're gonna be in New Orleans or around that area, come to the Endless Night Vampire Ball, and you might see me there. And also, I don't know, dancing around in graveyards in New Orleans. I will be doing all of that because I've never been there before, and I'm really excited.
That's gonna be awesome, man. Well, I'm excited for you. I actually haven't been either, so let me know how it is. And one of these days, I gotta find my way out there. Also, I know that there's a lot of food out there I need to try.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Ooh.
some stuff just can't
Etouffee.
get anywhere else.
Gumbo jambalaya. Yeah, I'm in there.
Speaking of which, too,
Like
if at any
swimwear.
point you and I ever end up, because I know you obviously have a strong history with Texas, but I want to go to Terry Black's so very badly.
Okay, wait. What's Terry Black's?
The barbecue place in Austin.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I know some other places, but yes.
Dang, I gotta try it. I gotta try
Yes.
it. It looks
We-
fucking amazing.
well,
let's just
we
fly out
can-
to Austin.
We
Just
can
for
make
barbecue.
we can legitimately make that happen, and it's a lot less difficult than you think.
I'm not joking when I say I would go out just to get barbecue. Barbecue
know
is one of the
what?
greatest inventions from mankind.
But slow pulled brisket, Texans, you know what I'm talking about. Slow pulled brisket, boy,
I'm ready.
change your life.
I'm ready. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's been another episode of Failure Made Monsters, number 58, and we'll see you all when we
Wow.
see you.
We didn't hit 60.
Not
We about
yet.
to hit 60.
About
9.
to. It's gonna be good. Eh.
So many
Have a
dick jokes on
wonderful
episode
evening,
69.
And fuck Donald Trump.
Yes.